Hey, what's up, everybody? It's WrestleMania weekend. I've been waiting since the Royal Rumble for this. And this is the day that we're doing this podcast and this segment. And I got my good friend Keenan. I got Dorian, obviously, here. A friend of mine is going to join me in a few minutes, probably about 10 to 20 minutes, maybe. And obviously, I got a lot of people here. Hopefully, we might get a bunch more. Certain people might want to join. If you do, shoot me a DM. But my name is Andrew Davis. I am not Paul Heyman. I wish I was. Believe me when I say that. I've had a few Steve Weisers, so my words may or may not come out appropriately. I'm giving everybody a fair warning. And yeah, we're gonna be talking a lot about wrestling.
If anybody's fucking Paul Heyman, motherfucker, it's me. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I put a lot of work into this shit. So you claiming I'm not Paul Heyman? No, I'm joking, dude. I'm joking.
No, I'm not Paul Heyman for sure. I can tell you that.
No.
But obviously
that shit. Maybe you're Dirty Dom. Then maybe you should say I look like Dirty Dom.
I wish I was Dirty Dom too. Clearly,
wear some more purple, bro. You'd be good. You look exactly the same. Grow out your mullet. They're like that at work, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can see it. It's gonna work. Oh, no.
So let's move on to the next introduction since Mecca's got to take 20 minutes on this shit. This is Dorian down here. Are you like, I always feel like I get confused whenever I try to do the Brady Bunch shit at people.
Yeah, I get mixed up every time too. WrestleMania. Point to the sign.
So Dorian, you're obviously our guest. I think our audience knows Keenan and me. But who are you quickly before we get into breaking down WrestleMania?
Yeah, so I'm Dorian Corcoran, creator of WhiteFireComics.com. So I have a couple little series going on, Raquel, a horror series, and the Forsaken Future, sci-fi dark future series. So that's what I do in my part, but I'm also a lifetime wrestling fan. I grew up with this stuff, and I watch it quite regularly, maybe a little too much. My favorite thing to do when I'm working out actually is watch a little wrestling.
Wrestling, you can hear it in his voice. He's an old school wrestling fan, not like you, Mecca, I like sports entertainment. I'm a wrestling fan, sir. No, I'm joking with you. So let's get down.
That's okay.
Brass tacks, you young buck. I can't believe you. The fact that you even brought up the Young Bucks makes me never want to do another podcast again in my life. I was so close to the Young Bucks.
Hey! I thought they were going to do something with this new gimmick, but it already feels like it's dying already now that Sting retired. So it's
AEW dying the slow death. It's going out like WCW did. Only WWF is not going to want to buy any of their shit, unfortunately. So that's how I feel about it.
I'll be honest with you. You know what I think is going to stand the test of time? I like Impact. I think Impact is a real company, and I think that they put on a good product. And
TNA, right? TNA?
Impact.
Yeah, I mean, it's been on for like 2 decades now, right? Or some shit like that.
But with all that recent controversy, like with Scott D'Amore getting going on, and like all the wrestlers are rebelling. That's probably the worst place right now I would want to be. Like it's a mess there, from what I hear. Like that's why they have all that hourglass thing they were putting on Twitter, and like almost like there's a countdown to destruction. Or it's all a work. Some people are saying it might be a work. But.
I make an argument for Impact TNA, where I think the best thing they've ever done was being on Twitch for free every Friday night. And I'll tell you why. I think that was one of the best things. I think them being on a network is kind of regressive. It might be a good way to put it, is they were giving a free product out that created social engagement at 10 o'clock at night. So every Friday night. What are you saying?
Where all the kids go. That's like the one thing you're leaving out. They put a free product on a platform where all the kids are cool to go. That's old people like you don't hang out on Twitch. I'm not playing video games talking about that shit.
I was not on Twitch, right? And then Impact is free on Twitch, and now I'm on Twitch. And guess what happened? Now Twitch has a bunch of people. And the best things that I used to get, I used to come home from work on my Friday. I would stop, get my dinner, legitly at the restaurant below my apartment. And then I would order some alcohol and I'd play about 3 hours of Overwatch. 10 o'clock comes, I'm saying goodbye to my Overwatch friends, and then I would interact for the next 2 hours with every single wrestler on that. And that's why I think it was so smart, because now you're getting an interaction on social media, on a platform, both on the Twitch platform and on Twitter, on every other position, and your audience and everything else. And you didn't compete with Impact. And I'm sorry, not Impact. You didn't compete with SmackDown. And you were in the clear where everybody, you were in the right time slot. And they went to network, and now I have to pay for it, and I don't get it on Sling. I'm not interested. And that's what I think the biggest mistake was. And I think it was really, really regressive, because I thought that they should have taken a sponsorship position and said, we'll be on Twitch and we'll be free and we'll get massive sponsors and interaction, and our wrestlers will get more positions. That's how I discovered Jordan Grace, right? And that's where I think they went wrong. But that's just my opinion. And I think they should go back to that, because I don't think the future is networks. I think it's streaming.
Well, I think the WWE's kind of confirmed that by going to Netflix, right? But they're playing with Netflix. But I mean, Impact sounds like it's in so much trouble. We'll see the next 6 months. It's going to be big for them to see what they figure out with this. I mean, they were on a rise. They were doing good until, Scott D'Amore wanted more money and he wanted to make it bigger. And they said, no, we just want you to fill a slot for us on TV. That's it. We don't want you to be too big. We don't want you to be anything more than what you are. And I think that's what really upset the wrestlers in their locker room, right? They let go of the guy that built it up and wanted to do all this with them, and now they're being told, "Man, you're good enough. You're good enough as is. Have a good day."
If I'm TKO, hire Scott D'Amore.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Buy the talent, because guess what? It works.
Yeah.
It works. And there's an SNL sketch with The Rock where he's asking for a certain medication. And he's like, I can read people's minds. I get the night sweats. Sometimes I wake up with driving a stolen car, but it works. And it's one of the best SNL sketches because it's hilariously funny. But it's so true. And that's the point. WWE should hire Scott D'Amore, because they did the same thing with Cody. If you screw around people's contracts, guess what happens? WWE, they say, hey, you're not happy over there. Come work for us. We have cookies.
Cookies? Damn. No one told me.
In other news,
tell anybody they had cookies.
That was the last funny thing that The Rock did, was that night on SNL. I mean, literally, that was it.
I agree.
Shit else since then. Like,
how many years ago was it?
It's not the last best thing he did. He opened up and did a monologue for the Super Bowl, and that was great. But it wasn't. He introduced both teams like 3 or 4 years ago at the Super Bowl. That was great.
You're comparing a live SNL sketch to him opening up.
Funny. I said it was good. I just didn't say it was funny.
I'm not saying it's funny, but I'm just saying I'm not saying anything was funny. I'm just saying you're comparing like the opening of a Super Bowl to an SNL sketch. I'm just saying I digress.
So what's the thought here on the final boss then? Is it?
It's the dumbest name ever. That's what it is.
It's not the name is. I get what they tried to do with it, but yeah, it's not probably the best.
Why like the entrance? Why isn't there already beef between the tribal chief and the final boss? It sounds like the same damn thing. It sounds like as soon as he said like right then, like he'd be like, well, wait, how are you the final boss if I'm the tribal chief? Isn't the tribal chief the final boss?
Hold on. If we're basically saying The Rock is the final boss, we could go back to what is it when Donkey Kong came out? Wasn't Donkey Kong the final boss in like the first?
Well, every video game's been called the final boss for forever. That's a good video game lead into the younger generation, I guess, for him. But yeah, it's kind of a weird. It makes you wonder about the dynamics of it. I guess maybe it's intentional. Here you have a tribal chief head of the table, and now you have a final boss. Final boss always is going to beat the last thing in a game that you're going to fight, right? So if you look at it that way, then he should be technically saying he's better than Roman Reigns, though he's still listening and being underneath Roman Reigns. So I think they're trying to build up that eventual fight again.
Is Roman Reigns absolutely stupid as hell and doesn't understand like the difference between final boss and tribal? Like, there's like, just to me, it's like final boss means okay, he's the biggest thing out there, Roman.
Yeah.
So I mean, like,
yeah.
I like all the attention. I like whatever they're doing right now. I just don't like how thin it fucking feels. Like, why just send fucking Rock home? I don't care if he's on WrestleMania or not. Like that, I think that was their biggest mistake was, okay, let's just send Rock home. Let him go and learn a new move and then come back maybe during SummerSlam after we get this whole Cody thing figured out.
Yeah, well, we're about to learn a lot in that match tomorrow night. I mean, he's in his 50s now, right? Yeah, I'm in my 50s. So, I mean, having him perform in that situation, we're going to see if he's got anything left or if he's just going to be a slow slug in there. So we'll see.
I actually asked our subscribers today about if they thought that The Rock was going to have a decent match and if he was ring ready. And there was like, a lot of people don't think he's ring ready, but a lot of people were okay with it. I don't know where I think he's too old for that shit. He's gonna look like Danny Glover trying to fight Mel Gibson and Lethal Weapon.
Well, they did a good job bringing Stone Cold back, but
Stone Cold didn't do anything though.
That's why they were smart about it. That's how smart Kevin Owens is.
Also with Kevin Owens was the perfect person to do it with.
Yes,
because Kevin Owens is an amazing wrestler. Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor with, Scum and all that stuff. I mean, Kevin Owens knows how to carry somebody and make them look like $1 million.
Exactly.
Yeah, but how long was that Stone Cold Kevin Owens match though? It wasn't like terribly long. It was like a couple stunners, boom, out the door, right?
It was also all over the arena. So they had a lot of freedom where it wasn't a wrestling match, it was just a fight. And because it was a no holds bar fight where they could do whatever they want, they could have taken rests in certain positions. They could have done. They had a lot of maneuverability.
That's like that Undertaker match with him and the other dude at the great site.
Yeah.
That's. I think The Rock's gonna want to go out there and do like a real wrestling match. And there's a difference between being really in shape and being in ring ready shape. Like I'm thinking he's gonna blow out all of his gas by 10 minutes. He's just not ready. Huh?
Get some weird injury. Yeah.
Lord can only wish something to put him down and fucking just sit back and like that. The best thing would be if Triple H got back into ring shape and we brought The Rock and Triple H back. That would be a fucking match.
Last time he was in the ring. Huh? Oh, Triple H looked horrible the last time he was in the ring. I forget when it was, but he was so it's.
And that's what I asked people. Do you think, like, how bad of a match do you think this is going to be? I brought up, like, Shawn Michaels versus, like, just terrible matches up there. And people are expecting a kind of
the concept of it. I just don't know if The Rock can perform. We won't know, right? We really won't. Will people cover for him somehow? Do they have a plan?
I can't remember any big-time tag matches. I mean, I know he's been in tag matches, but nothing that's like stood out to me like, oh shit, that was a good match, Rock. I mean, I know that he's had good single matches, but
the last good position he was in was him and Kurt Angle, but that was what, 2000?
Oh, really? I didn't even know that. I instantly go to Mankind.
That's a good one. Rock and Stock Connection, but
yeah,
that's kind of a jokey joke. So if we're gonna do the head of a table and the final boss is a joke, then that could be entertaining. I'd be down for that.
But it's not. That's the problem is that they're going along with the idea that it's not a joke.
No, it is a joke. Anytime you put a 50-year-old fucking man in the ring, it's a joke.
Okay.
It's It's a joke.
You're not
Jericho's past. I'm gonna get in trouble for this one, but Jericho's past his prime. He's still soaking it up. Right?
I think
you know
me
what I
and
mean?
Dorian
Like,
should fight to get some fucking laughs. Let's do that. We're a couple 50-year-old guys. Let's go, bro. Let's go. I'm 41. You're 50. It's nothing, dude. We're too old. Folks.
Oh wait, 49. Come on. What?
I said 41. I'm 40. I might look like I'm 65, but I'm only 41, bro.
41. Oh yeah, you still have tons
I mean,
of time.
I'll be honest. If we formed a tag team, I have a very physical disability. Keenan looks like my grandfather, and I'm not going to say anything bad at you, Dorian.
Well, hey, you got to make it work, right? You got to come up with a plan that makes it happen.
I want to
get
over. Start this shit.
Yeah, you got to find out how you're going to get over. Yeah,
I tell my stepsons that shit all the time when they act like they will. I'll be like, dude, I do not fight clean. I will knock your bitch ass out real quick. Do not play with me, dog.
Nice.
But all right, so we jump. That's the final match of night one, right?
Supposedly, it's the final match.
Does anybody have like the rundown of all the matches, the card? I've got it right here. It's subject to change, of course, but I've got something right here. Where the fuck is it?
Yeah. So what's going on night one? Because I have my thoughts on what's going to happen.
This is what I got on night one.
But on night one?
I wanted to ask a question before we got to the rest of this. Did anybody see Paul Heyman's speech?
No.
I haven't watched that yet. I thought we were going to talk about that like after actual WrestleMania. Because I haven't watched him yet.
Then I'll just say this. I thought he did a fantastic job. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to ruin too much of it. I thought it was one of the best Hall of Fame speeches that's ever been done. I watched it. And I thought it was great.
Oh, okay.
His was great. His was great. And let's just say that he gave a lot of props. And them doing him in Philadelphia where ECW was, best move WWE has ever made.
I never thought of that.
Best move.
Smart.
Undeniably. Just mad respect because his career, he's got another 10 years in the tank. Easy. The guy is one. Him and Rey Mysterio are the exception of performing in the ring still.
Okay, but Paul Heyman doesn't do all that much performing inside. I mean, if you're talking about in front of the mic, yeah, he got another. But I mean, if he's not
a big dude, he might not make it another 5.
Inside the ring, I mean, fat guys die young. Let's be honest.
I think Paul Heyman is relatively healthy, and all I know is fine. But I'll give you that. I don't think Paul Heyman is in any major danger in a health position. Okay, I don't think he has CTE, whatever you want to call it. Again, I don't know how controversial we want to get here, but I think Paul Heyman is relatively healthy.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying he doesn't do all that much anymore, dude. Like I get like he took some bumps back in the day, but he really doesn't do. I don't know, but I don't watch every week like y'all do. I could be wrong.
No, you're right. He doesn't really. He did something at one point.
My whole point was that they could have waited until he was officially done with WWE. I think it was smart to do him where ECW was established because I don't know when they're ever going to be back in Philly. That was my only point, is that sometimes somebody's not done, but it's the right time and the right place to do that. That was my only point.
All right.
They were saying he was already asked before to go into the Hall of Fame. So this is actually his second round of being asked. So they were trying to put him in while he was still active, I guess. I don't know. It's weird.
I just respect the fact that they did it in Philly where he built ECW. That was my point. I think it's a very smart move by WWE. And
I think you're giving them an awful lot of credit. I bet you they went they already Philly locked down and they went to Paul Heyman like, hey, dude, like let's put you in the Hall of Fame, bro. Like I think you're just giving them off. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Maybe there's a fat check that comes with it too.
Yeah, Paul. Yeah, I'm almost probably like, hey, Paul, we're gonna put you in the thing. Well, I don't know if I want to get into the Hall of Fame just yet. That was my terrible.
Oh, was that a check for $100,000? Never mind.
I'm going. I will go into the Hall of Fame now, guys. Not a problem.
All I know is that I have friends who have worked with Paul Heyman outside of WWE. And they're very attractive friends. And let's just say Paul Heyman has other things going on. So I love Jen Thomas. I love Jen Thomas. Oh my God, just.
I have no idea what you meant by Paul Heyman has other things going on. Like the first thing I think, are we talking about like Paul Heyman's?
No, he has other ventures. He has other ventures. Let's just
okay, cool. Because you made it sound like Paul Heyman's got something else going on. You know what I mean?
Paul Heyman.
Yeah. About, like, the Paul Heyman sting down there, dude.
Enough. We'll talk about this next week, you and me. We'll definitely talk about his speech next week. It was good. It was good. It was really good. I particularly liked his position about Becky Lynch, but that's not the point. I'm also biased about Becky Lynch because I just got her graphic now, not her biography. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. I got her biography signed by her, and I'm excited to read it. So let's just say there's a very funny picture of her and Seth Rollins with their belt.
Seth Rollins didn't enjoy Paul Heyman's position on Becky Lynch at all.
There's so many things I can say about it. Hey, we're gonna leave it at that.
Position and all that throws it out in so many different.
I need a fucking snare drum or something over here. Damn it! Like,
I'm still recovering from my UConn loss. Everybody, clearly.
Right.
Hey, why don't you? We should probably break down the rest of WrestleMania. I think.
All right. So night one, the first, and again, it's subject to change. From what I understand, the first match is going to be Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. Which I don't know. I feel like I understand he's a heel, but I feel like I don't like Dominic Mysterio for other reasons. I don't know why. It's not like, oh yeah, I love to hate Dominic Mysterio. I
love to hate him.
Here's my issue with the match.
I'm a hater.
My issue with the match is that's how we're starting with WrestleMania. That to me seems like a cooler match, right?
Yeah, I don't think I'd start out.
It's already changed. If you watch SmackDown tonight, it's already changed that match.
What is it?
Dragon Lee. They took out Dragon Lee. They beat the crap out of him. The other side. And then, in the middle of attacking Mysterio, Andrade turned on so now Andrade is actually Mysterio's partner. So there was a big swerve there out of nowhere, where Andrade turned on, what are they called? El something? They call El Phantasmo?
El
Phantasmo. They're fighting? El Phantasmo. I'll pretend I can say
it. I'll just pretend I can say it, guys.
This is what it is. The jazz hands will save it.
El Phantasmo.
Like a magic spell.
I like Andrade. I think it's smart that
he's a talented dude. Yeah.
He
there was something wrong for weeks when they were trying to sell this weird relationship between Dom and him in the Judgment Day. It just didn't fit. And now all of a sudden he turns on him. Like it's very awkward storytelling going on there. They've really messed something up.
I think the Judgment Day is kind of over. I think the Judgment Day the day is over for the Judgment.
Do you think they've been judged?
Yeah, I think they've been left wanting too. The only person Rhea Ripley's the only thing that's hot on that shit. And I guess people like Dirty Dom, but I hate the fucking fact that they call him Dirty Dom. Like, can we not think of a better name than Dirty Dom? Like, geez.
This is what I want, though, right? What I want is I want it to kind of white gear, and I want it to be clean Dom. I think they could pull it
Squeaky clean Dom?
Yeah, oh, my God.
Squeaky Dom?
Seriously, if he came back out with all white, and then he was, like, just positioning positivity, he would get under so many people's skin so easily. And I think it'd be great. I think it'd be so brilliant because he's been Dirty Dom, and then he's like, I'm clean Dom. It's kind of the Bo Dallas. Don't you just want to believe?
Oh, no. Why would you bring up Bo Dallas? Oh.
Thank God I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about at the moment. It sounds like something I want to know about.
Be happy.
I don't want to know about. Don't get Mecca started talking about that shit because they'll explain it to me. All right, so the next
10 years.
The next match is Bianca Belair, Naomi, Jade. Guess what? I don't care. guess what? Damage Control versus Bianca Belair and Naomi. Y'all can talk amongst yourselves. Go ahead if y'all give a shit about it.
So again, this is my problem. If this is the card, we go from the LWO versus El Fantasma or whatever it is, and then you go to that match. To me, it seems like we're kind of revving up a lawnmower and we're just pulling the cord to get the motor started. I feel like, I mean, what was it? A few WrestleManias ago, we had Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar starting off the show, and we had a really hot start to the show. This seems the exact opposite, where we're just pulling a lawnmower's cord, and what are we going to do? Go into a slow burn? I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it.
No, I agree. Yeah, they say that the first one's is the important match. You either want to be first. Someone was talking about the order of what you want to be at one of the stars of them. They say the first match is where you want to be in the last match, not even the second last match. You want to be either first or last. You want to start it off or you want to end it. Those are the important parts.
So I was having a conversation with a guy named Alec Price as a wrestler, and it's really important if you're the first match out that you don't exceed on a show the main event, but you also set the tone. So you might not want to go and say, I'm going to have the best match on the card, because you definitely want to give room to somebody to, I guess, succeed you, for lack of a better word. So Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins, what was it, 3 or 4 WrestleManias ago? The main event exceeded that match. But they definitely set the bar and they set the tone. I feel like if we started off with LWO and Rey Mysterio, we're going to set a tone of how the show's going to go. But, I don't have a problem going to Jade Carden and Bianca Belair and Naomi versus Damage Control. That, to me, is we're just cooling down and we're coasting. We're going from a semi-hot match to kind of coasting to set up for the next pop, which I don't know what the next pop is. But to me, the way a show should run is that you either have 2 major pops in a row, you got a cooler, and you reposition it because you want to control the crowd's reaction. I think.
What if they're expecting? What if they're already expecting, like you said, you don't want the first match to exceed the last match. Night 1, do you think WWE on a whole is expecting that last match on night 1 to be crappy? Or maybe they got some swerve or some shit where they're not even gonna really have a match. Oh, we did all this. Seth Rollins is kind of hurt. He's already got to fight. He's got to do another match with Drew McIntyre the next night. Maybe there's some type of swerve or some shit going down. Let's start out slow, because all night it's gonna be slow, and it's gonna be really big the next night. Because I don't think they've fully figured out this 2-night bullshit yet. I don't think they got that figured out yet.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
I fucking brilliant, Mecca. Don't just come on. It is brilliant. No, I'm messing with you.
I actually have to think about it, because I think they figured. I mean, during the COVID era with Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, I think they figured out night 1 really well. I really do think.
And it's different, bro, because you're young buck and I'm a fair weather old school fan. So I haven't seen anything I haven't seen a WrestleMania where I feel like they figured out this 2-night shit. So go on with your point. My bad, bro.
It was pretty good last year.
I think with Sasha Banks, that was 2 or 3 years ago during the COVID era. I think night 1 of that realm was way better than night 2. I didn't give a fuck about night 2. Night 1 exceeded, and even last year I felt night 1 was better than night 2. After night 2, I was kind of I'm done with this shit. Midway into night 2, I'm like, I don't want to tweet about this. I don't want to tweet about it.
Sami Zayn was so hot last year too, right? Sami Zayn was, to me, he had all the heat. So for him to get the titles, I think that was last year, right? When they got him from the Usos?
Facing the Usos, I thought that was great.
Him and Owens versus the Usos. So I thought that was kind of they were still doing a bloodline thing, but kind of separated it out. But yeah, what they can pull off here is a gamble. And back to Jade Cargill, it's either going to be a train wreck or they're trying to sell her in that second match whilst people are still kind of. I'm surprised they didn't open with that one because, well, maybe that's just too much pressure for Jade. I bet you that's why they did it, because they're really trying to protect her with all the future stardom I think they see in her. So there's a lot going on there.
And me and Mecca have been arguing about. I mean, I don't hate women wrestlers, but I feel like a lot of the audience of WWE is still old ass dudes that don't really like. I don't need to see women should shut up and just be pretty in the corner. Damn it. I think that's where a lot of their audience still is. So
I'm going to challenge you slightly on that. Where I think what broke the mold is Becky, and I think Becky Lynch, where she was the man and she was the hottest thing. Because I think, and this is going to sound a little weird when I say it, and I hope people understand where I'm coming from. Becky was, when she was the man, was like, I'm gonna fucking brawl you like a boy. That was the whole thing. And I'm the man, and I'm stepping up to that phrase.
Can I play devil's advocate?
And what made her, sorry to cut you off, is
go ahead.
She said to Edge about Charlotte. She said to Edge, let me get out of the ring to deal with your neck. And that's what I think even further solidified her. And she was already there. But the fact that she said it, where she said something that was legitimately heel, but was cheered on as a face, because you can't make that statement about Edge's neck injury, but you got away with it. So I think, but now they don't have that, and Becky doesn't have the firepower that she had 2.5 years ago.
No, she's on the way. Yeah,
I get what you're saying. I completely get what you're saying, and I just promise you that there's some old ass country dudes saying, this match would be better if these girls were wearing something sexier.
Oh, I don't disagree.
This match would be better. Like, they should just shut up and like. I mean, you remember like '90s? Get the attitude era. Get the F out. Look at the puppy.
I don't disagree. I think Becky was the outlier, not the norm.
And I do think Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley are going to have a great match. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. But I do think that some of these dumbass little matches, like this first match, I feel like I'm just going to be like, fast forward. I'm really going to be upset that I'm going to watch this shit live. Like, I hate it when I watch shit live now and I can't fast forward through that damn.
I mean, everybody knows how I'm watching WrestleMania tomorrow. Me and 3 of my best friends that I've known, 2 of them I've known since the 3rd grade, and 1 of them I've known since college, are all going to get hammered watching WrestleMania. And it's great. So, again, we're going to be watching this, and we're going to be completely shit-faced by the end of it. And they're probably going to be sleeping over, passed out on the floor in my living room watching it. And it's going to be great. It's going to be amazing.
Something's going to accidentally happen. They're going to be passed on the floor. I'm so joking. I know that's not how it happens. It's just a joke.
But my point is our standard is very different than anybody else's standard. So what I'm looking at is completely different than everybody else. But I get the point where I'm looking at like the Jade Cartling or whatever her name is, and versus Damage Control. And I'm like, this is a fucking stupid match. That's what I think.
I actually predicted them putting those 3 together. It's almost like, it's kind of weird. It's to say it, and maybe it's not a nice thing to say, but they're putting all the black girls together. They're putting all the Asian girls together and creating packs out of them.
Black and yellow. No, I'm joking.
And they did the same with I guess it makes sense in some senses, but they're doing the same. If you look at Bobby Lashley and the other 2 guys there, with the cups, I can't remember their name right now. But
I did not even realize. You know how much
Dawkins, right?
Yes,
You just described. I didn't even realize that shit.
Look at the LWO. It's all Spanish. It's almost like they're playing the segment.
Sexual fantasy for some guys, dude. Like, I just literally, it's gonna be the black girls versus the Asian girls. Look at those. Like, I'm serious. I didn't even think about it that way.
The ship right there.
It's kind of. Now I'm even more excited for this match. Now I'm
the hype man.
I'm on board. Let's go.
Let me shave my head. Come back in a minute.
I am halfway through my Broken Skull Ranch IPA, and I definitely need to get through the other half a lot quicker now that I've come to the conclusion.
All right, so we got black and yellow fighting it up first, and then
I am so gonna get canceled. Which is a miracle.
Blame it on me. Blame it on me.
10 years ago, guys.
Then we got Austin Theory and Grayson Waller versus.
This is a garbage map. DII.
Oh yeah. Are these those London guys again? Are the English guys? This Prez?
No,
the Czech Republic.
Yeah, is that
I love it. I'm sorry. I love the name the Czech Republic because it makes you want to start a country, right? Like I genuinely want to start a country called the Czech Republic.
Why not?
You give a passport to somebody.
Oh no.
In America, it sounds like there's some white nationalists. Like that's when I hear Czech Republic, I'm like, okay, we're storming the capital.
We're really going the wrong way.
Here it goes.
I could see them storming Parliament. I really can. I really can see them.
In America, we don't it's like a football club type of fucking thing. Like, it's so crazy, man. Like,
so has anybody seen Euro? Keenan, have you seen Euro Trip by any chance?
Hell yeah, the kind of
this is weird. Like this
Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. My bad. Sorry.
This is legitimately where this comes from, right? You replace the Manchester United club with the Czech Republic club. I mean, you can legitimately paste those things over each other. It's great. I love it.
I don't want to get this, but what's his name? Vinny, the guy that they meet in the bar. He's like a soccer fighter. He says the like a very bad way to say. He says like eye ties or something. It's like I don't like the eye tie. He's crazy. I love that movie. But never mind. I digress.
It was great.
Is this Czech Republic? Is that what? Because it doesn't.
I love the Czech Republic. I think the Czech Republic is.
That who these guys are? The Pete Dookie thing or whatever he is.
Pete Dunne and whatever his name is.
Because they don't put the Czech Republic at the bottom of the page. Well, it's a three-way. It's also against Xavier. I hate these matches. Like.
Oh, is that the six-pack challenge one or something?
Yeah,
like
it's
that?
so stupid.
There's
you
ladder involved in it
so
too.
It's the New Day versus the Czech Republic versus.
Okay, this is
interesting.
Are all these teams in it at the same time? Do they come in intervals? There's a ladder involved. They're facing the Judgment Day. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Why don't we just call it a six-way ladder and just get it on, and we can call it a shooting ladders match? Why not? I just think we should call it a shooting ladders match. Have John Cena be the special guest referee. Nikki Bella could choose to be involved or not. And there we go.
I don't think they want Nikki Bella to be involved. Isn't like WWE like against her for something now? I don't know.
Meme? Have you seen the meme where they did the whole thing where this radio station said, would you like to buy the pay-per-view for $60? And they keep calling this woman up. And then some person made a meme where they made a cartoon out of it. That's where the shooting ladders comes from. And that's the whole joke of it.
I get it. That's
why I want Nikki Bella in this match, because it'll play to the joke. It'll be hilarious. Oh
well, yeah. I don't think WWE is catering to the group of one, Mecca. I don't think they're gonna hey, we gotta make this funny for Mecca guys. There was just one thing.
That Mecca investor dude, he bought up all those comics. He's not getting it. No way he's getting it.
In all comics, you gotta make him happy if we want one.
No.
My vote matters because I'm a shareholder of this company.
Oh.
So my 143 shares definitely want to say. I can promise you that. I bought in at $9 a share, and everybody said I was wrong. Boy, were they wrong. You can't see me.
I can't see you.
Where's your shares? Where's your shares?
All right, so the winner of this gets the undisputed. Do they get the? Yeah, they get the undisputed. So they get a championship belt for the. This sounds stupid.
Yeah, this is lame ball. People just throwing a bunch of stuff together because they want to get on WrestleMania.
This is what I wanted, right? Aren't the Miz and R-Truth in this match?
Yeah, the Miz, R-Truth.
They are in it. I think they attacked them last week, didn't they, or something?
All I
Johnny
wanted
Gargano,
was-
Kofi Kingston. I mean, this just sounds stupid. I don't like this.
Why? I mean, is this going to be like a 25-minute match where we just get a bunch of high spots?
I think that's all.
So-
it is. Yeah.
Real quick, how long do you think, like, up until this part of the night it'll take? Like, do you think I could tune in at like 8 o'clock and like catch the Usos? Because I don't even know if I care about the Usos that much. Like, it has no real backstory. They just came out like, oh, we're gonna fight now. Like, why don't you?
Let's do it this way: this 6-pack challenge. So the average entrance is going to take what, 2 to 3 minutes, right? We have 6 teams. That entrance is going to take 15 minutes. That's what this match is really for. It's going to be a 25-minute match. And this is a 40-minute spot. And here's the kicker, right? This is why this match is actually really smart, because WWE is going to basically cut out half of those things and issue sponsorships, or on Peacock, paid subscribers are going to be able to see it, and unpaid subscribers are going to be subjected to massive advertisements, which is how they're going to make a lot of money. That's why this match is relevant, because half the entrances are going to be blocked by advertisements.
I think you're blinded by your shareholder in this, because
No. That's not even a WWE issue. That's a Peacock issue.
No,
it's the P break match.
I'm a
the arena.
subscriber. I know it's gonna only pit. I get it's the P break thing, but it's only gonna it's gonna frustrate the hell out of me just so much. I'm like,
I
really?
didn't say it's good or bad. I don't think it's good.
You just said it makes the match relevant. It makes me piss the fuck off. That's what it makes me.
It makes it relevant.
Sandwich time. It's pizza ordering time. It's something time. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I could come.
I like the Judgment Day, so but not like this. This is ridiculous.
But that's what I'm saying. I could come on board like maybe around 8 or 9 o'clock and then just fast forward through all this shit that I don't want to see. Like maybe catch a couple. I don't know.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I mean,
I just recorded.
I think it's a placeholder, is my point. Yeah. This match is a placeholder that occupies 30 to 40 minutes of a card and provides them an ability as a company to fill in spots and time.
But why couldn't they just do a normal match and build it up better? You know what I mean? Like, why couldn't they just do, as you said, R-Truth? I thought that's where they were going at one point, R-Truth. And they've been working R-Truth for how long with The Miz and all this silly stuff that R-Truth has been hot when he came back. But yet he gets thrown into this instead of getting his one-on-one opportunity with the Judgment Day after all that, you know?
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. You could put R-Truth with, I would put him with anybody but The Miz against this tag team group of the Judgment Day.
Well, the thing is, they used to be they used to be a team, so that's why they put them together.
No, I get that. I get all that. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to see R-Truth and The Miz anymore. Like, that's just begging.
I see. You're sick of it. Yeah. It's a double sickness.
We already know that they're going to argue. It's going to be a whole Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty situation. That's what they're pulling for.
I wanted to see a real match between JD McDougall and R-Truth.
No, I think should just go.
And I wanted to see something, not necessarily at WrestleMania, but at Elimination Chamber, right? I thought that would have been smart. And then I think R-Truth was the best thing for the Judgment Day. Because guess what? Yeah. I gave a damn when R-Truth was in the Judgment Day, and then he wasn't in, and then he was in it, and then Damian Priest was like, I kind of like you, R-Truth. And then he's like, you're kind of funny. And this is a good idea, Rhea. I thought it was great. And I thought R-Truth made the Judgment Day relevant. Because he added comedy, but R-Truth is
They were stale at that point. They needed a kick of some sort, and that's what R-Truth gave them.
And they needed to extend it. And then they could have created this position where R-Truth could have fought the Judgment Day at WrestleMania, take off the belts from Finn and Damian, let Damian cash in on Seth Rollins. Damian leaves the Judgment Day, Finn's stable. And then
the other problem with this whole thing is Money in the Bank's coming up. He's still got that. So maybe they're trying to hand off the belts for him to do something too. There might be a bigger plan here for an excuse not to weaken the Judgment Day, but have him get rid of the belt so he can get maybe Rollins belt.
But then give it to R-Truth and somebody. I mean, R-Truth and one of the dudes from the New Day would have been better than the Miz again. I mean, if we're gonna,
interesting. Yeah.
If we're linking up black with black, if that's where we're going with WWF, like shit.
But I mean, yeah.
You could have just taken the Judgment Day and R-Truth and tell R-Truth, hey, pick whoever you want. They could have told R-Truth and they could have made everybody think R-Truth's going to pick the Miz.
Funny.
I'll tell you who they should have put R-Truth with. MVP.
Fuck, but they could have swerved everybody and make everybody think, and R-Truth be like, I'm going to tell you who I'm going to pick for my tag team partner on Friday night. And then everybody thinks the Miz.
No. I'll even go further. R-Truth says, I'm going to have a mystery partner, and MVP comes out. And it's a pop. His MVP's been gone, and there you go. And now you have what you need.
He can't wrestle anymore. But yeah, it's a good idea.
And you show a picture of the Miz like getting ready, like, you know what I'm saying, like getting up, like, oh, and here's the partner, and like then you see MVP pass him up, and Miz is like, what the fuck?
You know what I would have done? I would have totally hit it with a comedy idea. I would have had him pick JD McDonough as his partner, but you know how he's messing up all the time who people are, and have it be somebody totally who doesn't look like JD, who's just this giant person who comes up and kicks the tar out of them.
Crazy with the Miz.
R-Truth and the Giant Gonzalez.
I would have had the Miz on commentary during that match.
Yeah.
So now you get the Miz supporting R-Truth, doing commentary. You get the Miz's credibility because the Miz carries a lot of weight in WWE right now. Whether you like him or you don't, that guy carries a lot of weight, and he could have put over R-Truth without having to do that, affect the Judgment Day, and you would have hit every single rung, and you would have done the job. And it would have been great because, but here's why I think the Miz is in that match. The Miz's contract might be up soon, and WWE might need to maintain him, and they can't lose the Miz right now. There's a lot of people WWE could lose, and TKO can lose. The Miz is not on that list. And you got to take care of the guy. The guy is legitly, if you piss off the Miz and the Miz went to AEW, the Miz could save AEW without a doubt, single-handedly. And
wait,
that's
I don't know about that.
Wait, really? Because I know the Miz has been around forever, but there's no fucking way that the Miz is gonna save AEW. The guy's name is the Miz.
I wouldn't.
Hear me out.
I don't think anything can save AEW.
The Miz, legitly, there are about 7 gears that WWE cannot lose. So John Cena is one of them. Charlotte Flair's another. Without a doubt, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch. The Miz is another. Alexa Bliss is the 6th, and the 7th is Randy Orton.
Bliss hasn't been around for a year.
Yeah, John.
I don't know if I would even put her in the ballpark to even talk to her.
Let me explain. So let me explain why Alexa Bliss is relevant. Alexa Bliss is the type of person, much like the Miz, you sent to the Country Music Awards, so WWE has a presence because it works. So when you need to have somebody on Jimmy Fallon to do Blink 182, the mic thing that they did, who was there? The Miz and Alexa Bliss, because they work and they're relatable to the rest of people outside of WWE. The Miz is a very complicated asset for WWE because he is extraordinarily Hollywood-esque, and he relates very well on late night talk shows and doing bits that get into those micro pieces of content. Right. Same thing with Alexa Bliss.
He can't turn it up.
Either one of them.
I have never seen either one of those people pop up on my YouTube feed of a clip like, oh, you got to check this out. I don't think the Miz is as big as I think WWE could get by without these.
I don't know if they can.
I think Miz was gone for a while, and I don't think too many people. His Gunther recovery showed how flexible he is and how good he is at filling into a hole. But as for him running anything anymore, I think his time's been done for a couple of years. And Alexa, nobody. As much as I liked Alexa Bliss at points, she hasn't been able to hold a steady role with her concussions and stuff for years.
She's been out for a year or a year and a half.
And then she had concussions before that, I think it was, and then she was out before that. So you haven't.
She just had a
baby now, right? Yeah.
So naturally, I don't expect her to be back so quickly, right? Nobody.
But tell me what she was doing before that.
She was in the Bray Wyatt thing. That thing.
Exactly,
bro.
That was years ago when she was popping out of the box and stuff. She wasn't involved in the latest Bray Wyatt. Nothing ever happened there. Wyatt died. Maybe she was going to come back. But
So
she hasn't done anything relevant. Like she did that whole psychological thing with her brain and all that stuff. Like she's seen a psychiatrist, but that wasn't even wrestling. Like she hasn't wrestled in any serious fashion in years.
I think the WWE, I mean, we're talking about a company that's getting $1 billion for a year's worth of TV. I think they're going to make it no matter what.
Jade Cargill's a star. Like if they make her into what they're planning to, she's going to be pretty relevant.
I just think that I could surrender on the Alexa Bliss position. I think if they lost the Miz, it'd be problematic.
Miz is a tricky one, but I don't think his wrestling is ever. Always been called. I guess Danya Bryan called him a very soft wrestler, but he would tell you he's a workhorse. He always gets things done. So it's one of those things. They're both right, but they both have their advantages. He doesn't get hurt because
he does not want to lose the Miz. Let's put it that way.
No, I don't think they want to lose him, but I don't think that he's a star wrestler. He's not even like in their top 5 to 7. I would say on the show.
I'm going to challenge because again, I think this match is dumb. Okay, the ladder match is just a match on. We're going to have high spots. They're also going to take the belt off the Judgment Day, and this is a way to do something in a cleaner way, in which that it's time to kind of flush and move things out and get a championship belt, but also give them a cop out. This match allows the Judgment Day to get a cop out.
Yeah, that's what I think it's probably going.
So and again, it also adds suspense because if you have 6 teams, we can all make an argument for those 5 teams. The New Day, R-Truth and the Miz, whatever the Republic is. What is it? The Czech Republic or whatever it is, or the One Republic.
I don't even know what they're called, but the
Freedom Republic, whatever you want to call it, mustache. Whatever you want to call it.
The little British guys.
All right, since we definitely think that the Judgment Day is going to keep the belts. Who do you think is going to win the match?
No, I don't think the Judgment Days are going to keep the belt at all.
No, I think they're going to.
Who do you think is going to win the match?
I don't. Honestly, I think the best people to put it on is R-Truth and the Miz. I think that's the best people to put it on.
Yeah, but you've definitely drank the Miz's Kool-Aid on something. You definitely like all up there.
You could put it on. I think you could put it on. What is it? Theoretically, let's say we take off my pick. I don't think the New Day would be a good option.
What about those young guys? Those new young guys they brought from NXT that are supposed to be so hot. Are they in this match?
Creed Brothers?
I don't remember them.
Are the Creed Brothers in this match?
Yes, the Creed Brothers.
I don't have a problem putting the belts on the Creed Brothers. I like the Creed Brothers. I think that might make sense too. I mean, if Alpha,
I don't know if they're in there. I think they are, but not 100%.
Let's say Alpha Academy is. I don't know if Alpha Academy is in this. Putting it on Alpha Academy might make sense because that's kind of fun, and we get a little bit of goofy tag team stuff in there. But we actually get a tag team that hasn't held on to something, and we open up paths. But again, we just need to get the belts off of the Judgment Day.
The more we talk about this match, the more it makes me feel my beginner point. I don't give 2 shits about this match at all.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that
we spent 20 minutes talking about this match, and the more we talk about it, I definitely don't care about this match.
It doesn't deserve the attention we're giving it.
All right, so the next is the Usos. We got Jimmy and Jay battling it out like we've all been dreaming of for years. Again, this night is just kind of a crap night to me so far.
And that's a dream of theirs to fight at WrestleMania, and they finally got it, and this is what they got out of it.
And
I even seen a messed up graphic at one point. There was a messed up graphic last week. I think it was on SmackDown it was obviously SmackDown or Raw, but where it actually showed Solo versus the wrong Uso brother. And I was like, what's going on here? And then they fixed it this week so that it's the right Uso brother and Solo tonight. So
I think WWE.
Josh, it's Josh.
Yeah. Sorry for the late.
No, Mecca. Weren't me and Dorian right in the middle of some shit? No, I'm joking with you, dude.
So this is Josh, and we're talking about the Usos match.
That would be a fun one. I'm hoping it opens one of the nights. I'm hoping night 2.
No, this is we're deep into night 1.
Okay.
And Usos
on
are
the
coming
middle
up.
card, it seems. Yeah.
So it's Usos are night 1? I wasn't sure if they were night 1 or night 2.
let me tell you. No, they're night one, and they're coming up towards the end of the night, but they're like, they are third from the end.
Okay. Jimmy needs to win.
Jimmy. Interesting.
Jimmy needs to win. Jay doesn't need it. Like if you're looking at it from I think the Bloodline are going to lose both main events. I'm just going to tell you that right now. That's my belief. There's a couple of reasons for that. So the Bloodline as a faction needs a win somewhere on the card. I think this is where they're getting their win.
See, I would have guessed they're going to win night one.
I thought about that. Honestly, night one's interesting because you can go one or two different ways with it, right? Right. The main event can go one or two different ways. I think. See, my secret theory is their plan now, since Rock turned heel, is to turn Roman babyface. That's my thing.
I think as well. Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
No. I think it's going to start night one when they lose, because if you're looking at turning Roman babyface, it's much more interesting if he loses night one. That's my opinion. It's much more interesting.
I get another twist on that for you, but we'll wait. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So there's a couple ways you like. The main event of night one is interesting because it can go either way. It makes sense. Like, honestly, it can go both ways and it makes total sense. But if the goal
feels too rushed, it feels like take me out to dinner first, motherfuckers. Like, take me out to dinner, caress me a little bit. Like, no, now the Rock's gonna be back. I don't know.
They need that controversy for night two as well. So by going soft on night one and letting the Bloodline lose, then night two isn't as relevant in a sense, because now nobody wants, with all this going on, it to just be a straight up match between Roman and. But what if the Rock cost Roman the title?
I think personally, that's one way to go. There's another way to go, and this is the way I would do it. If the goal is to turn Roman babyface, let's just say that's the goal, okay? The thing about Roman is, if you look at his character, he fears being alone. That is his big fear. Everything he does is a man afraid to lose control of the people he loves. That's who he is as a heel. So if you're going to turn him babyface, he has to confront that fear at some point. Now, one way you could do it is have them lose night one, right? Because that would be actually, now again, this is if the goal is to turn Roman babyface quickly. If it's not the goal, you go a different route. But if you want to turn him babyface sooner than later, you have to actually make him lose night one. Because night two, Roman doesn't, at this point, is such a big star. He can go 50-50 with Cody and people will believe it, right? People will believe it, right? And also, he's more desperate in that situation. He's actually more unhinged against Cody in night two if he loses. Now, there's an argument the other way. I freely admit it, but I look at it this way: that if you're going to keep the Bloodline together in some capacity, they need a win. If you're looking at the two Uso brothers,
here's my thought.
Okay,
what if The Rock takes over the Bloodline?
That's what I think is going to happen. This is what I think is actually going to happen.
I get into this, right? I think Cody beats Roman, right, on night two.
Oh, I think so too. I think so too.
I think so as well. Because he's not wrestling anymore. The belt's not being defended, so they need to do something. He's a retired wrestler almost right now.
Now, I think takes 6 months off, right? Because I view this where Roman made a statement about 2 years ago where there's wrestlers in every other sport or entertainment or sports entertainment, whatever you want to call this, but we'll just use sports in general. There's an off season where you take a break. Mm-hmm. So, you get some time off, and Roman made a statement, and I think it was a really good statement. I think it was a real statement too, is people need time off because anything you do physically, you need time off from it. So I think you sit Roman down for 3 to 6 months. I think somebody has to take over the bloodline. You give Jay, Uso or Jimmy. I forget which brother. But
Jimmy's the one who's.
Is it Jimmy is in the bloodline?
Yeah,
Jimmy's
Jay's
bloodline.
the one who's got the.
I think it's been a long day, everybody, and a few of these haven't helped. I'm still upset about UConn. They lost by 2 points. It was a great game, but it's going to take me a minute or two. Fantastic game. I didn't lose any money because I can't gamble because I live in Connecticut on UConn. It's terrible. Maybe it's a blessing. I don't know. But not the point here.
I digress.
Yes, I digress. That's a joke, but somebody has to take over that. And then I think we're going to plot right into the Netflix deal in January. And somewhere Roman's going to come back into this. And then there's going to be internal strife in the bloodline. The Rock is on the board at TKO. And you have every piece of line. And you're going to get Bloodline 2.0.
Does Roman need a break? Isn't one of the biggest complaints is that he never is there to wrestle?
Okay, so here's my counter. Roman is not a main event. He's a special attraction. He is essentially Brock Lesnar. That's what he is. And honestly, at this point in his career, also let's be perfectly fair. He did have leukemia, right? So he might be on by necessity. Yeah, but
it doesn't go away.
It doesn't go away. So he by necessity might need to be a part-time wrestler. Which, by the way, if that's the case, no problem with it. Right? But that's not. This is a speculation. I don't know this for sure. This is just me going, okay, but he's a special attraction. And the thing about it is, so remember what the Royal Rumble program we had with Seth Rollins? It was interesting to watch that because Roman was actually the babyface in that, which was interesting, right? And so I look at Roman at his arc of his character. He does not need the title anymore. And if you're going to, and Cody needs somebody to feud against. The Rock is one of the guys that you want to build going forward. Another one you want to build up, and this is going back now to the Uso match really quickly here. Bloodline, I think, has to win one match, honestly, on the card. And the one I think and honestly, of the two brothers, Jimmy needs the victory more than Jay does. Jay's a made man, right? And honestly, you could always say that Jimmy has his number, and that would actually be believable because they're brothers. You know what I mean? So I look at that, like I see Jimmy winning that match. I see that going that way. I think what I would do is like I said, I think the Bloodline's going to lose both matches because I think the next step for Roman is to become a babyface. And if that's the case, you have to start. The way to do that is to actually put him in peril and him fall short. That's what needs to happen this weekend. So, and then The Rock will take, once he fails, will become the head of the table. And then you set up now you set up Rock and Roman down the line. And you've also now have a mega heel for Cody to work with in the interim while you're building that up.
Couldn't you do all that with just making like the Bloodline lose completely and Rock saying it was all your fault, Roman? You're leading us and you ain't doing nothing. So
again, or cost him the belt in night two.
And now
I just picture all this chaos. There's rumors out there. So when Cody was fighting The Rock, the picture in the background was one of the trucks, and it had Stone Cold on one side and it had John Cena on the other side. So one of the rumors out there is they purposely showed that so that it's Bloodline rules. And all of a sudden, imagine The Rock is out there fighting, and all of a sudden Stone Cold, his old enemy, comes down, or Cena comes down, and it just becomes this chaotic match with all these old stars and the star hype.
Again, there's an argument. I'm going to say this. There is an argument for that route. But I think purely from a storyline perspective.
Oh, this sets up your story.
Yeah. From a storyline perspective, it is much more interesting. I think the Bloodline needs to win one. But they could lose all three. Keenan, to your point, But nice to meet you, by the way. Let's do this.
Oh yeah,
properly.
no, let's do some introductions at no point at all. Fuck that.
Yeah. Nice to meet
just
you, properly.
You got thrown right into the middle of it all. There, Josh.
But I think of the bloodline matches, I think Jimmy, of all the guys, he needs the win. I don't think Jay needs it. I just don't think he does. I think Jay beating him. I think deep down we all believe Jay's currently as it stands the better brother, right? Also, on a personal note, I can't wait to see yeet, no, yeet, no, like the crowd just going. That's going to be wild to watch. I think secretly, okay, so night one I think has 2 sneaky matches, right? I heard Becky versus Rhea, I think is going to kill. But the other one that I think is really going to kill is going to be this one. This one is sneaky.
Well, I just want to say this, is that to the introduction point, and I'll kayfabe a little bit, there's been enough controversy this week in comics and in everything else.
Yes, dear God.
This is the least controversial show of the week because we're just talking about wrestling. And if people have a real
controversial this week too
offended by wrestling, we have a bigger problem in society. We're all just big children having a conversation.
Speak for yourself, y'all are all fucking wrong, and I'm sick of this shit. No, I'm joking. My bad.
So that's why we don't need introductions, because this isn't person. We're all just big children, all having opinions.
We're fanboying. Right. We're fanboying about what looks like to be a fantastic WrestleMania.
So, yeah, the fact that you want to talk about it and everybody has opinions is the best thing about it. If we didn't care about any of it, then it would be just a lame ball WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's my point. I just wanted to make that crystal clear that if people get really offended of a bunch of people talking about fake fighting, we have a bigger problem.
Did you ever hear that Cody comment? Yeah. He said about men, fake fighting in their underwear is the way he said it in like one of the interviews. He said, let's be real what this is. It's fake fighting in your underwear.
Yes.
Something to that effect.
So that's all I wanted to say about that. But I don't know, man. I mean, I just wanted to see this match in a Hell in a Cell. I really wanted to see 2 brothers go at it. And I really, really, really wanted a stipulation between them. That's my only complaint about this match, is I wanted some stipulation. I'm
going to just say this. I disagree with this because this is their first one, right? This is the other reason why I think Jimmy. This is why I think Jimmy's going to win this one. By the way, this is the other reason. I don't think it's their last match. I think it's their first match, and I think Jimmy, and that's why I think Jimmy needs to win, because if Jay beats Jimmy, why are they fighting again?
It's over.
Right? Right. So it's much more interesting if Jimmy beats Jay. Right. And I honestly think that I think the sneaky, even just no stipulations, nothing. This is sneaky, probably the best match on the card.
Every time you say sneak, I think of I don't know, somebody saying that shit in a movie. Sneaky.
Sneaky.
Megan, you see our comment over here?
The hurricane going.
Yeah, I saw, but there's never a good point to put that into that.
You force it in, just like you do everything else, Mecca.
Don't even start. There's so many things I can say, and I'm a little bit inebriated.
We heard you get very excited when somebody mentioned Cena might pop up. Like John Cena, oh my gosh, my favorite, John Cena. You can't see me. He already mentioned that shit.
You can't see me.
I'm guilty. John Cena.
Nobody wants to see you, Mecca.
It's just terrible. But Pete Alonso got his 500th RBI yesterday, so I'm pretty stoked about that too. But not the point. I'm a New York Mets fan, and they won today, so it's a good day. Even though I bet against them, I'm still excited. I only lost 10 cents, so it's all right.
We're talking sports entertainment, not actual sports. We don't want to talk about like actual people doing something. Yeah. This is fictional experiences.
Soap opera for men, as they would say years ago.
Hey, listen, let's keep going to soap opera for men. What's the next match?
Oh, next match? Hold on. What do we got here? My bad. I have to look it up. I got it right here. No, next match is Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley, which I'm excited for. And I'm not even a women's wrestling fan, but those 2 girls can duke it out. I would like them to be in less clothes, but whatever. Becky Lynch in her jeans. Nobody wants to see that shit.
This match is gonna be wild. Like I think I almost pity the tag match because if they gotta follow that one, they're gonna have their work cut out for them. Like
they stole the show before.
Yeah. No, both. Oh. Rhea, in my opinion, I think she's been a fantastic champion. But
real quick, my bad, I messed up. It's Gunther and Sami Zayn next. My bad, guys, I messed up.
That would be interesting too. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Usos, and then it's gonna be Gunther and Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh man!
And then you got the Women's Championship. That's two. I like both those matches.
Is the Women's Championship night 1 too?
Yeah, it's from what this says. It's gonna be Intercontinental, Sami Zayn versus Gunther, and then the Women's Championship, and then we get into the other shit.
Okay, so wow, that top of the card is going to be insane. Wow. I want to say,
guys, let's go, right?
Oh wait, real quick since he wasn't here earlier, we did talk about the bottom. The bottom of the card is very light. Like, you got Rey Mysterio and LWO and shit. You got this other crappy 6-way tag team match. So my point was like maybe they're making it so light because they don't want any of those matches to be maybe the whole Rock and Cody Rhodes tag team match is gonna be a swerve in some way. I don't know.
I think okay, so it's the 6-woman tag in the opener. So that's gonna be Jade's coming out party. The LWO that's Andrade and Rey
starting, and then I think Jade is after LWO.
Okay, so Rey and it's Andrade, by the way. It's Rey and Andrade versus.
That's what they said.
Yeah. So and versus. That's going to be a fun that's a good opening match. I think Andrade and Rey win. I think they honestly need it more. That's going to be that's going to be happy. Match 2 is going to be Jade and company, Bianca and Naomi. Yeah. They're going to win match 2. I think that's Jade's coming out party. So that match is designed to make Jade Cargill look like a superstar. What's match 3?
It's the too many guys tag team battle royale with ladders.
6-man tag team.
25 gimmicks in a match.
Judgment Day.
I think there's going to be 2 winners because the way they stipulated that was they're both belts are up there. You got to grab both belts to claim them, each belt. So I think there's going to be 2 teams that claim it. I don't know which 2. I think it's going to be DIY and it's going to be I'm going to say Truth and Miz just for the loss.
You just made me hate this match. So you have to grab both belts to win this thing.
If you grab a title, you actually are the champion of that group. I
thought they were saying you had to grab both titles.
No.
Okay. So with that, I actually kind of like that because maybe R-Truth could end up with one of these fucking other guys. Then I would like.
And that makes sense why there's a ladder too because they have to go up to get the belts. I guess.
Yeah, no. I think this is also a neat way to separate the 2 brand belts without actually having the champions lose.
Yeah, I'm wondering why they hadn't merged them for forever.
Yeah, well, yeah. This is why they're going to separate them again, and this is the good way to do it without actually. That's my guess, right? That's my guess. Okay, so now I'm caught up. Those are my predictions, ladies and gentlemen. You're right.
I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of this ladder match. I'm just like,
you know what? Of all. Like, look, I'm looking at it like this. Usually, WrestleMania as a card delivers. Usually. So I'm not worried. I may not be. It's not the match I'm excited about, but it might be just what you need in the middle. So
that's why
where this is a 40-minute occupier, give or take.
Yeah,
the card. I think it's a 40-minute match in one way or another between entrances, promos, ad advertisements. I understand why this match is there from a business position. It just gives a lot of positions because when you have 6 entrances, that's 15 to 18 minutes easy.
Okay.
So and again, I think we're occupying time, and
I think the match that's going to go long is going to be Gunther Sammy.
I'm watching night 1 Sunday morning. Just after everything we talked about, I was like, I'm watching night 1 Sunday morning. Forget this.
Yeah. So Gunther Sammy. I want Sammy to win. I don't know if he does. Gunther is such a good Intercontinental champion. That's the one thing about him. Honestly,
isn't it time for Gunther to move on to like potentially
be moving on to though? Because we've just talked about like half a year of them figuring out the title again. Like so.
Problem is he needs a babyface to fight. I think they're setting up him and Cody. If Cody,
no. I think that like Gunther is someone they're building up for Cody. Yes, I do agree with you there. So
same brand.
It's well for now, but I also just think that when they do the shuffle, they're doing a draft in a month. When they do the shuffle, they're going to shuffle it up in a way that they're going to put Cody and Randy Orton on the same brand. You can see that coming, right?
Are they building Gunther for Cody, or are they building him for Drew McIntyre?
No, they're building him for Cody because
like definitively. He said nope. They're doing it for Cody, mother.
Oh no, I don't see Drew switching from heel. He's too good. Heel versus heel doesn't work unless they turn Gunther good. I can't. What he recently did, I can't see that either.
Nobody named Gunther has ever been good, so don't start with that.
So the thing about Gunther, this is the thing. He has been like honestly, I'm more impressed with his Intercontinental run than I am with Roman Reigns' world title run, because he has honestly been there the whole time, and he's fought in the roster. The argument for you, Andrew, is who does he fight next? Because that's an interesting question, right? Because he's got to drop the title at some point. At the flip side, though, he's so good at his role. I would like Sammy to win it. I think Sammy deserves it on one hand.
Too,
but on the other hand, like this match could go either way, and I'd be okay with it. Like
I think they need a villain win too.
I think Logan Paul's going to win night 2. I think he's the one villain that's going to win. But I for sure. But you could make an argument either way here, and I think it's good.
I mean, my view on Logan Paul has completely been a 180. I thought Logan Paul was dumb and regressive for WWE, and I was wrong. I had a very negative opinion, and I thought Logan Paul was a low-hanging fruit, and I was wrong. I'm the first person to admit that. And my opinion on Logan Paul has been well known. And Logan Paul has shown up, and I guess on a media level and on a work level, and I'm now understanding why Logan Paul is valuable to that company. And I'm the first person to say I'm a Logan Paul fan. I'm not necessarily a fan of him where he's a bad guy and I want the good guy to win, but I appreciate what Logan Paul does. Does that make any sense?
He gets it. He plays the shoot for work. He gets it. He doesn't. And believe me, I was on the same page. I was like, "Fuck Logan Paul, fuck Jake Paul. I don't want to screw this. I don't want any part of it."
I took a very negative position where I'm like,
but as you watch him, you're like, "Man, this kid gets it." Like, I wish a lot more of people on the roster got it.
But I do the interviews and he can wrestle.
And to your point, like I talked a lot of shit before. R-Truth gets it. The Miz gets it. Whether I like him or not, the Miz gets it. Like
the Miz is the most versatile guy on that entire roster. Whether you like him or you don't,
he's a worker.
Not only that, he can literally be on any spot in the card, and it's believable. That you cannot sit.
I made a statement before, and I'll make this statement again: is that I think it'd be a loss for WWE if they lost the Miz.
No, huge loss. He is like I knew Miz was good when AJ Styles debuted because he was his first opponent, and I watched those two wrestle, and then something just clicked with me with the Miz, and it was just like he is a lot better than people realize, and that was when I knew he was good. And this was before the Daniel Bryan Intercontinental title like explosion. I watched him with AJ, and yes, AJ can have a match with a broom. This is true, but there was something about when I watched those two interact, and it's like, he is incredibly underrated, and I thought that even then. The more I see him now, he's in a weird spot because he's become respected. Like the one thing he's always fought for as a heel is like he never felt like he got enough respect. He's got respect now, and
see the thing they did on Peacock where all he wanted was a little respect. the whole thing of like on Peacock is he just said, "Am I respected?" And like that was the whole point of the whole documentary for the hour of villains or heels or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
Real quick, how many of y'all remember The Miz on The Real World?
I did not watch The Real World. I was
okay. Cool. That's why all y'all fucking respect this guy. I was like 18 years old watching The Miz on Real World Seattle do his rock impression. This is what this guy does. Yeah. He's a great worker. I get it. But I just remember watching this guy, like, everybody laughing. I remember being one of those dudes just laughing at this guy like, man, he's making wrestling not cool at all, dude. What are you doing?
I have a Miz story that doesn't involve The Miz, but involves Scott Snyder. I knew Scott's son is a huge Miz fan. So I'm at Awesome Con, and I'm getting something signed by Scott. And I wear my Miz t-shirt where I'm awesome and you're not. And Scott's like, oh, yeah, that's my son's favorite wrestler. I'm like, he's one of my favorite, too. And then I asked Scott to put something of Nith Metal on a blank, sketch cover. And Scott signs for an inscription. And he did it for free because I wore that shirt. Nice. And he's got to have like a 5-minute conversation about The Miz while the line was being held up. And so this is like, it's one of those things where it's just like certain people gravitate and you have really good relationships. So I can be biased, but I still have the book. I love the book. It's a cool book. And it's one of those things where it's just a nice memory. So maybe I'm a little biased, but it's an important thing for me. Yeah. And it's a good memory. So
yeah, Miz is incredibly versatile. That's just the way it is. And it I respect, like, again, you have no choice but to respect him at this point in the ball game. So anyway, so Becky and Rhea, huh?
That's next.
Oh, so Rhea hasn't been pushed. This is the thing about it in a while. I'm not saying she hasn't been a bad champion, but it always feels when she goes against somebody, they don't have a chance. This is the first time in a long time it feels like someone can actually beat her. I think just based on that alone, this match is going to deliver.
It's because she has to fight a dude. That's why. I mean, if the match was equal, you wouldn't put a woman in there with a guy. But for some reason, no. I'm just joking. I'm joking. My bad.
Yeah.
But no, and again, I'm not a huge women's wrestling fan, but I do like Becky Lynch. I do like Rhea Ripley. I think, I don't know. I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'3", and in my experience, I don't fight a short dude. There's just a short dude has been waiting to beat your ass his entire life. So I think Becky Lynch might be able to pull it out because she's shorter than Rhea Ripley, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Much shorter. So I think Becky Lynch is gonna, even though I don't know. I think I like Rhea Ripley, but I think Becky Lynch is gonna do it.
This is the other pick'em on the card, actually, for me. It's the other pick'em. Gunther and Sami Zayn could go either way, and I'd see it. This is the other one that could go either way, and I'd see it.
What about you, sir? Down there quiet below. Like, has he said anything like that? As soon as you got on, he's just been asleep, I think.
I'm just letting everybody else get there.
I think he fell asleep for like 30 minutes.
There's two that I for everything to work for me, what I think is going to happen. Gunther has to win as much as I like Sami Zayn. And the other one is I can't picture Becky Lynch beating Rhea. It just Rhea's the star right now. Becky Lynch has had her time. And it feels like Becky Lynch is just more filler than she is from the past. So I think they need to keep building Rhea up. And they did that really well with Nia Jax. So I thought that was a pretty good match. So I don't know if it'll be an appearance.
Rhea Ripley was built up by Nia Jax?
Well, that fight that they had in Australia. Yeah, I thought that was
that was good.
No, that was good. The worst shit ever. My gosh, guys. Oh my gosh.
I like the story.
To the Rhea Ripley Becky thing. Becky just had her biography come out. And she's on a book tour. And so she has more than enough press at the moment. Yeah. Where she doesn't need press. She's going like so many book, signings.
Yeah. She's like Roman in that sense.
Yeah. I don't think that she like, again, she can make Rhea and push Rhea even further. And I think Becky wants to give back to the business. and this is her ability to get back.
I think
and she's a mom now too.
They're gonna have a great fight. They're gonna go back and forth. It's gonna be a work shoot.
The important thing about this match, it has to look like Rhea's pushed. That's the thing about this match. It needs to push her. If it doesn't, it won't be a good match. That's the only thing about it. The only argument for Becky is it would be a fun comeback story. You could actually, that's the only thing I'm going to say. I agree. I honestly, I would rather Rhea win, but I could see this match going both ways.
Right.
So,
and I think these last two matches, the Gunther and the Sami Zayn in this match, I think this is what's really I think these are gonna be the headlining matches of the first night. I think this last match, The Rock and the Bloodline shit, I think that's a filler match. I think that they're gonna throw a swerve at us. I can't see us sitting there for 20 minutes and like, I think the Rock's gonna get gassed out. But y'all talk amongst yourselves, I guess. My bad.
I think this match is going to be better than anticipated. Even if The Rock can't work, this is the thing. Even though let's say The Rock can't work, the other three can. The other three are not going to let that match be bad.
Yeah, if you can sell some shortcuts and do some cheap stuff, it'll work.
Yeah.
Also, I think we're forgetting there's a fifth man in that match, and that man is Paul Heyman. So, I Paul Heyman. I mean, I don't know. Did everybody see? I mean, I know that Keenan. I don't think Dorian has seen the Hall of Fame speech. Did you see that speech?
I haven't. I just got home. I literally came home and just took.
I don't want to ruin it for you. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be a dick. Great speech. Much respect because it was one of the most unselfish speeches in the whole.
He's just going to kiss a little Paul Heyman ass right here in front of you for a few minutes.
But I think that people forget that Paul Heyman is going to be in that first match heavily, and there's going to be influence, and there's going to be spots where Paul Heyman is going to cover for The Rock, undeniably. And Paul Heyman is the best coverer ever.
I think the thing about The Rock, again, the beautiful thing about this being a tag match is the biggest limitation I think you have with The Rock, honestly, on this is his stamina. He's still an athletic specimen. It's the stamina that's the question mark with him. Yeah. A tag match will allow him to hide that a lot better than say if this was a one-on-one match. But I think again, this is a good way to test the waters because there's money with The Rock working with both Seth and Cody, right? There's money with both of them. And I think this is going to be a teaser of things to come down the line. I don't think The Rock is just going to be fighting Roman Reigns. I think The Rock is going to be doing other things too.
I mean, why? To go further into that, sorry to go you off, Keenan. I mean, right now, The Rock is deep for WWE and TKO because he's on their board. So The Rock has been paid in stock. And so he has a natural economic interest in being part of this company right now, because if he adds value and he gets, let's say he's being paid $5 million to be in a match, it also, if that stock does well, he owns shares. So he has a natural collective interest that benefits him on multiple levels. So that's
money's not an influence for The Rock, I don't think, anymore.
Why is The Rock just the special referee for this fucking thing?
So it's a massive influence where he has a fiduciary responsibility to benefit the company.
But I also think this goes beyond just that. This is also he's having fun. The fact of the matter is, okay, if you watched him, like this was in one sense them going this. I think they had an abundance of riches problem. Think about this like rationally. Any other year, Rock Roman is the headline, unquestioned. This year, it was a question mark, right? I think personally, this is just my thing. They kind of tested the waters of Rock Roman and saw what Cody was doing, and people wanted the Cody match more. And that's something like, honestly, that's on. Think about like honest truth. 2 years ago, you would not have thought that, right?
I I agree, but then they took us all in this swerve instead of just saying like, okay.
No. But okay. But think about the opportunity.
This is where I challenge though, is that I think The Rock needs WWE more than The Rock. WWE
I don't.
I think so as well. Yeah.
Well, I think, but so I'm going to throw this kind of like two different angles here. I think this was a unique opportunity because I don't know about you guys. I forgot how funny The Rock was as a heel.
Oh no, I never forget. I love that. But I think what The Rock needs out of this is a rebirth of his movie career, and that's what this is all about. So now he's selling himself as a villain. So now maybe he can get villain roles, right? Instead of being always be the babyface hero guy. Like if you think about what he's doing, it kind of aligns with someone trying to change their career and what people think of them.
He is pulling a Bruce Willis with Pulp Fiction right now, and John Travolta, because Pulp Fiction by Quentin Tarantino changed Bruce Willis's and John Travolta's careers.
Resurrected him. Yeah.
Particularly Travolta, yes. On of the two of them, for sure. I would go so, but the thing is, I call his Hollywood entrance now the Black Adam entrance because that's what it reminds me of. It's the Black. I call it the Black Adam entrance. But the thing about The Rock, okay, and this is how I look at it, he's still like he still loves to wrestle. You can see it, like just in how he presents and carries himself, right? He's still on some levels, he's never left the wrestling world behind. So this was a very unique opportunity because, again, 2 years ago, Rock Roman, unquestioned main event. Now you got somebody else he can play off of. So yes, to your point, Doran, this was an opportunity to kind of change the perception of The Rock, but also he's having fun with it, and you can see it. You can see it.
It goes further because the whole Vince situation also opened up that door.
Sure. No, absolutely. I think that's a bigger reason why he's here than I think people let on.
Yeah,
right. Right, but because it takes people's mind off the fact that Vince is yikes. What we won't go there tonight.
They needed to distract everybody from that, and they have.
They're trying to put so much into this shit. Like they're trying to like.
Also, I think people forget with the swerve. Triple H said, "I'm running things here," and there was a few things with Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania a while ago that Ronda Rousey or The Rock came out, and there was the whole thing with Triple H, and there was stuff at SmackDown. And so there's been a long history of The Rock and Triple H clashing. And now The Rock's on the board. He's in a match. Triple H is running things. You get, the whole authority position there. There's so much stuff that you could play off of that people who have been watching for 20, 30 years are like, there's a lot of stuff politically in play. In not Republican Democrat, but are we going to get an authority situation where Triple H is creative and part of the board, and then we get The Rock part of the board, and then how does this play, and who's running what, and who's doing what?
I think on camera, sure. Off camera, I don't think as much. I think both of them have their roles in the company.
I'm talking about story.
Yeah, I know. You could do it. You could do a lot of interesting stuff with that. I don't feel this wasn't. I feel it was an interesting. They pivoted for sure. This was a pivot, but it was. But I think overall, the pivot has produced more positives than negatives.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. And so I think I would have loved in a perfect world another month of this, of them building some stuff up, because I think the part that's been overshadowed, ironically, in this has been Roman. Right. And
I think that's intentional though.
No. To some degree, I agree with you, but I think I would have loved another month of seeing a little bit more of unhinged, jealous Roman. Right. Because that's the one thing I kind of wish they'd had a little bit more time to play with. But I do think, I just think with the way this is designed, I think this is going to be a fun match. I think the ending is going to be really simple. I think Cody and Seth win. But I think The Rock and the rest of the bloodline maul the crap out of them after the match. So if we can't be there, we're going to hurt you as badly as we can going into night 2.
I get that. It's just for me personally, it's just all too much. It's like it just can't. Like, it would have been perfect for me. Cody versus Roman, Rock as special referee, and you think it's going to be Cody and The Rock that are hooking up, but then they pull like a Stone Cold Mike Tyson type swerve, and you got Cody and Roman being the bloodline again, and we're all going to be happy, and then you can like, they could have milked this for a long time. It just feels like, oh no, we got to do this because again, I think you got the Vince thing. To all y'all's points, y'all make great points, but I think. And again, it's me as being like, I'm probably the oldest mother. He claims he's 50, but I look older than this dude down here. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I'm 42, so I mean, it's just like.
Again, y'all are all children. I'm 65 and I'm loving life.
Wow,
Nice.
baby.
No, I'm joking. But anyway, I just think that Hot gotten the shit out of this thing, and they could have played. They could have finessed us. They could have taken us out for a hot meal. We could have all like made out a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna happen. But instead, they're like, "No, let's do it. Let's do it."
Playing under the table, a little
Calm the
footsies under
fuck
the
down,
table.
guys. Calm down. Like,
no, yeah, it's fair. I just could say it is WrestleMania, and they want to make it as big as possible.
And it's their first TKO one.
Yeah, it's their first. Yeah, that's the other thing that we haven't mentioned. This is the first truly post Vince McMahon WrestleMania.
There's stuff to be proven here.
Yeah. So they're going all out.
I'm sorry. I need to apologize to Pops. I'm sorry, Pops. My bad. This is the reason why I'm apologizing. I just would like to say I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
I jumped ship on him to come to here.
That's fair.
I was waiting for him, and he was waiting for me, and then we weren't playing the game, and then I was like, "Oh, Andrew just invited me to the."
I'm sorry.
So let's go to night 2, guys.
all right, night 2. Let's see what our first match is. And again, the card is subject to change. This is what I just pulled off the internet earlier. All right, so the first match on night 2 is Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus the Final Final
Testament, yeah.
Authors of Bane and Karrion Kross. Okay.
How many 6-man tags do we need, guys? Like, can we get
all of the 6-man tags, Keenan. All of the 6-man tags.
Hey, we need another tables, ladders, and chairs match. We haven't had that lately. Shit. Hey, we should add an elimination chamber to WrestleMania as well. Fuck a hell of a
I love Karrion Kross. I have a good relationship through the internet because he used to work for Impact. And we were speaking about this. And they used to be on Twitch. And every Friday night, I would get hammered. And I would just tweet. And he would respond back to me. And we would engage in massive tweets. All while we were all in characters. While he was working for Impact/TNA. So when he came to WWE, every once in a while, I would be tweeting about WWE, he would retweet my post or like it. So I love Karrion Kross because the guy understands social media, he understands his fan base. Mm-hmm. He's a really cool individual.
Same thing with Dateline. My interactions on the internet with Kross. Karrion Kross, is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He made us we had a nice interaction on the internet. He talked to me real nice.
I think the Final Testament wins.
I don't have a dog in this hunt, so
fair enough. No, it's fair. I'm just going to be the one that says it. I think Karrion Kross needs it. I've been watching what they've been doing with Kross. I think what they're going to. I think the other.
Dude, you should just pick the win. You already won.
Yeah, no. But we're talking about building up for Cody's opponents. I think the other heel they're going to build up for Cody is Bobby Lashley. And
dude, you already won. We're giving it to you.
Oh wait, I didn't mention that this is Philadelphia.
Okay, so all right. So let's go to that next match then. What's next?
Oh, did you hear me? It's a Philadelphia street fight. Bobby Lashley and all them. It's a street fight.
That'll be fun.
Okay, the next
it goes more to Kross' side.
This is kind of akin to like the presidential race. Couple old guys fighting it out. LA Knight versus AJ Styles. I don't know if you're into watching a couple old guys fight.
They squash Knight if he loses. I think right now he's got so much he's running behind. He has nothing else to focus on right now. If he doesn't win this, like he's in trouble.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't want to. I mean, AJ Styles has one foot in the grave. You don't want your new guy.
It's been his wrestling career. I think he knows is slowing.
He's near the end of his wrestling career.
AJ's like, I'll put anybody over that you want me to, guys. Just keep paying me.
But AJ is happy. He's making a lot of money.
I like his character right now too. It's kind of darker, kind of jackass side. I like that.
It's his lone wolf. It's his lone wolf TNA character. I kind of dig it. So
yeah, I like he turned his back on the other two. The rest of his little faction there. There's enough factions going around. So
anybody else hate his fucking hair? Like I just hate it.
Really? Yeah. No,
hey man, soccer mom hair is
so beautiful and luscious.
Yeah, it does get in his face a lot. But
I love it.
Listen, don't diss the soccer mom hair. Okay, don't diss the soccer mom hair.
See, there's a bias here on the panel. Andrew, how can you let this bias happen?
What did you say?
There's a bias here. He's got no hair. He's talking about other people's hair. Come on, he's
jealous of all of us.
Hey, if you got hair and if you're skinny, I already don't like you. That's just the way it goes.
Sorry, bro.
Right,
I'm sorry, bro.
Skinny guys.
If you're skinny and got hair, I hate you.
Right. Okay. AJ is done everything he wanted to do, where he had a fantastic career in Impact and /TNA. Then he went to New Japan, and then I think he was doing some stuff in Ring of Honor, and he's ended up where he's wanted to be in WWE, and he had amazing matches. He had some fantastic. He had a major feud with John Cena. Mm-hmm. I mean, how many people? AJ Styles has done everything he's wanted to do, and he's getting to finish his career.
I don't think any of us are taking it away from him, bro.
Yeah, no, we're not taking it away at this point. I think
he's the best. That's what I think it is. Yeah. And you know what is? He's earned it. And if he didn't want to feud with LA Knight, he would not be doing it, right? He's not
adding to it for sure. Like they're doing that right. That's a good.
He had a match.
I actually care about that match.
He had a match with Shane McMahon. I mean, the guy's done everything he's wanted to do, and
this happened very naturally. I don't know if you ever seen the movie Grumpy Old Men, but that's how this shit started with AJ Styles and LA Knight.
Yeah.
They were beefing over an old lady across the street.
Pretty much. Oh, geez. Telling each other to get off each other's lawn?
Yeah, pretty much.
Get off our land!
No, you get off my lawn. No, that's fine.
You know, I'm excited for this match because I just think it's going to be fun. I think it's just a simple wrestling match, and it's about pride. That's what it's about.
I'm so sorry. I'm just imagining AJ Styles walking by LA Knight and like in the backstage saying "jackass." just grumpy old men style and shit. My bad. I'm so sorry. I couldn't get out of my head.
I don't know. Like this is the type of match that my friends are coming over tomorrow. We're all going to get hammered and watch WrestleMania. They're not coming over on Sunday.
You're going to be yelling, yeah, all night.
Yeah. But this is the match that I wish me and my friends were watching because all we're going to do is drink beer. And we're like, this is great. This is about pride, and there's no title. And this is what it should be about, is two people just want to wrestle, and they just want to beat the other person. And I don't care who wins. I just want a good match, and I'm expecting high spots.
It'll deliver.
I agree. Me and the AARP are very excited for this match.
Yeah, all right.
Great. It's going to be exciting.
So what's next?
Next up on the list is a match I'm excited for. Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens.
Paul wins.
It's another triple threat, but I would still a regular match between either one of these guys would have been great. All three of with the three of them.
Yep, I think Kevin got put in there because talk about the CM Punk plans and all that stuff. I think there was some mess ups there, so they had to put Owens somewhere. It's here. I think this was originally going to be Randy Orton and Logan Paul 1-on-1. That's what I think originally was going to be.
That's a good call, man. Good call.
You're right. Paul wins. I don't think Randy needs the title. I don't think Owens needs the title. I think Logan Paul with the U.S. title is oddly hilarious.
I'm gonna ask a dumb question, so forgive me, everybody. Randy Orton won a U.S. title before, right?
Yes.
I think he's won every time.
The reason why I asked the question is that Randy Orton is a Grand Slam champion in both. I think he might not be in the original format, but in the new format, he is. Because, and the only reason why I ask that is that at some point you might want to grant somebody the ability to etch their name in the history if they get the opportunities to do it. Randy Orton doesn't need to etch his name anymore in history because he's already achieved it. Does that make sense?
I don't think he's a Hall of Fame. Like, he's done, considering everything he's done. Like, honestly, everything at this point for him is gravy. Not.
No. He's a Grand Slam champion. Is my point already? But even if he wasn't,
I know the Miz is.
Miz is quite sober.
In this three-way, Logan Paul will go over, but it'll go over Kevin Owens. If it was just Logan Paul and Randy Orton, I don't think Logan Paul would a work or not. I don't think Logan Paul would pull it out because of who he is.
I mean, everybody understands what I'm arguing, right? Is the idea is it's the same reason why Paul Heyman was just inducted into the Hall of Fame. ECW was in Philadelphia. This was the place to do it.
It's all about this Paul Heyman shit, right?
No. The point is that if you could do something with somebody in the right place at the right time, I think there is a tradition in wrestling that you should do it if it makes sense.
Is Logan Paul
Logan Paul right now? I agree that Logan Paul is brilliant. The United States Championship with Logan Paul, unbelievable, and they're building him up. We talk about contenders.
I think the guy that takes the title from Paul is Ricochet. That's my opinion. That's who I think is going to take it.
I think they return back to that too.
Yeah. I think they're heading. I've been watching. They've been quietly building up Ricochet. Like, they've been quietly doing some stuff with him.
I don't know, man. I didn't even think about that.
No, but it makes so much sense that Ricochet is the one that puts Paul down.
I thought that till the Andre Giant Memorial, wherever the heck it is, Battle Royal that they had tonight. I thought Ricochet might actually win it to try and build him up even further since he just got back, but he didn't. And I was like, oh, it's Bronson Reed.
No, but again, he's not. But Battle Royal doesn't, like, for him, it's not what Ricochet is. There's just watching him put on the matches he's been putting on the last few weeks. Like, did you see how he beat Ivar? That was insane. That was freaking insane what he did there, right?
Yeah, I think there's another indie guy who did that move, though. I think I've seen
No. I'm not talking the 620. I'm talking how I'm talking like he literally walked carrying Ivar.
Oh, when he actually picked him up. I actually have problems with that. There's rules in wrestling. You don't want to ruin that. But you just ruin the whole story of the big man.
There's no fucking rules in present day wrestling, dude.
No. There was old rules back in the day. You don't ruin it like that. That you don't.
I'm talking on the Zoom thing.
It works with Ivar. It works with Ivar just because of how Ivar works. But also, Ricochet is kind of like this larger in life superhero they've kind of been building up.
No, I'm gonna give it to.
So. But I think, like,
get in a fight with someone.
But the thing is, that's the guy that should beat Logan Paul.
All I know is that Ricochet got me a lot of retweets because Ricochet comes out in, like, Saudi Arabia dressed as All Might. I'm like, oh my god! And I tweet at Chris Sabat. Chris Sabat's like, I know, man. Like, 15 people already told me this, and I'm just laughing my ass off. Like, I took the day off to watch that from my job, and I'm like, oh man, brilliant. Because I love Ricochet for that, but I didn't even think about Ricochet for this. Like,
it makes a lot of sense, right?
I have to think about it. You're moving too quick for me.
Yeah,
I'm like at least 3 or 4 beers.
You're drinking American beer. I kind of half respect that.
I'm drinking a Stone Cold Steve Austin beer.
What's the percentage on it, out of curiosity? Dare I ask? What's percentage alcohol is it?
Yeah, as 2 Canadians, we want to know.
We're gonna be better be above 5.
It's 6.7.
All right,
that's not bad. That's not bad. I'd feel that.
Hey, I'm not gonna take any shit from you Canadians. If it's from Texas, we're making good beer. Okay.
I'm gonna say it's your You're right.
For everybody, so everybody understands where I'm at.
Chesterfield or Couch?
At 5 o'clock today, I poured myself 100 proof pocket shot of rum. Had that. What? Then 30 minutes later, so Captain Morgan 100 proof.
Oh,
dear Lord.
I thought you said cock is something, and I was like, what? What are you talking about, Mecca? How drunk are you, dude?
Fairly drunk. He's getting to that phase.
And then 45 minutes later, I poured myself another one. Then I poured myself a 10% coffee beer, which is cool that my friend brought me. Because he came for Easter. And I told him not to bring anything, but he brought me something that was cool. And then I added some Kahlua to that. So that was what got me through my UConn loss. No, I didn't lose any money. I want to make that crystal clear. I do not
have made that clear about 5 times now.
5 times. It's all good, Doug.
And we all would have judged you if you had. So we're glad you clarified. We all would have been like, he lost money on UConn.
Real quick, guys. This is y'all's first time on the show. If we wait about 10 to 15 minutes, Mecca's going to get a lot of fun. This happens every Friday night. Homeboy drinks and gets way fun in about 10 to 15 minutes. Let's get this breakdown of the WrestleMania over with, because he's going to be worthless in about 10 minutes.
Okay. So what's the next match? Is Seth and Drew, I'm imagining?
I believe so. Let me double check. No. The next one is what is it? Wild Sky and Bailey for the other women's championship.
Bailey wins. Wins that.
You think so? I know people are. I don't care about women's wrestling. I don't watch this.
Keenan, how do you feel about Bailey? How do you feel about Bailey? Let's talk about that.
Who, me?
I don't mind. Well, how does he feel about Bailey? That's a different story.
Yeah.
I think I hear his judgment of female wrestling already.
I'm not a fan. Look, I'm not a fan of women with square jaws. Like, that is just not my thing. Like, right. And so when I saw Bailey, I was like, that girl's jaw is a little bit square for me.
Did you like her better when she hugged people and had the pigtails, or were you?
No, I think that's square jaws. That's just too Superman-ish for me, bro.
I just think that's the natural conclusion to this storyline. I think that's just the natural conclusion. I think Damage Control, out of the factions, Damage Control is the one that's gonna get their butts kicked tonight. So they're gonna lose the 6-man night 1, and night 2 they're gonna lose the title. That's what I think.
I like that. I think
I agree with your night 1. Night 2, I think the EO wins. I think EO wins so that they can build up Jade Cargill, so that they can go down this line and that boom, Damage Control just lost. Jade can go.
We'll see how ready Jade is. I think we'll see how.
I said that earlier tonight. Yeah, you're with me on that.
I
look good or bad.
I am definitely on Josh's side where I think Bailey wins. I think it's just natural conclusion. I also think it's the idea that this is the last thing for Bailey to do in WWE.
Yeah, we already have one women's match.
I do agree. It's kind of.
Why are we doing this? No, we've had multiple. We're on like our 4th women's match of this shit. Like, we're using like every woman they have on their roster tonight. That's just how it's going.
Okay.
Next match is the Seth freaking Rollins versus what's his name? McIntyre. Drew.
So I think there's going to be 2 title changes in this match. I think Drew wins,
Seth
but I also think
hurt, right?
What
is Seth still like real?
Yeah.
Real
But I think Drew wins. But I think Punk knocks him out somehow, and Damian Priest cash in right afterwards. That's what I think is going to happen.
They cannot do that to this poor tall.
Yes, they can. No.
They think they have to. I think they have to because it's almost over for the Money in the Bank contract and the new event. You can't keep it. So they're getting rid of it soon. He has to cash in. He has no choice but to cash in here.
I don't have a problem with the cash in. I don't know if it's going to be Punk.
No.
Oh no!
I'm curious.
They've been setting up. Drew has been. If you focus on the Drew Seth match, that match hasn't really had much of a build between them. If you really look at it, I think Seth and Cody get their asses kicked at the end of night 1. Whether they win or lose, they're getting beaten down. Seth's not going to be 100% going into the match. He's going to come in. They're going to have a good little back and forth. But the other thing, too, Seth has beaten Drew the last 2 times. Drew is beating Seth this night. He is going to do it. But what I think is going to happen is he's going to go to Punk. Punk's going to hit him with the microphone or something like that, knock him silly, and then Priest and Drew don't get along either. People forget this, but Priest and Drew don't get along either. This has been something that, right? So I think Priest cashes in on Drew after Drew gets his moment.
Did you feel that this is going to be playing off of what they did at Survivor Series?
Yes.
War Games?
Yes.
I hate it so much. He's probably fucking right. That's how much I hate it. He's probably like, I'm sitting here like,
It's
so mad,
but
and he's probably right.
I'm a big card collector, and I pulled the Drew McIntyre 49 autograph card. So a parallel Drew McIntyre autograph card, 49. I think I pulled like number 37 out of 49. Red parallel card, super cool card. Paid dirt cheap for the box I pulled it out of. Paid $40 for the box that I pulled out of. That card's worth at least $80. Oh my god! Yeah, thank you. I was surprised too. I was just happy to buy a $40 NXT box for relatively cheap money, and I wasn't expecting much. You get a relic, and guaranteed autograph. I'm like, cool. Hope I put something cool. Did not expected a regular autograph. Did not expect a parallel. Cool. So and I have a cool picture of Drew McIntyre and me. I went to when WrestleMania was in New York. Went to a WWE day at Shea Stadium or Citi Field, and cool. Mickey James was there, Kurt Hawkins was there, Drew McIntyre was there. Cool picture with Drew McIntyre and me. So I like Drew. I like to see him as a champ, but I get the free stuff. I get it.
Real talk. If WWE does this to Drew McIntyre again, like Drew should go to AEW.
No. So hear me out. Drew's contract is, first off, Drew's contract, he hasn't signed a new contract yet. That's one. Number two, this is perfect for heel Drew. Heel Drew McIntyre getting screwed out of his WrestleMania moment again. He can blame Seth Rollins or CM Punk again. It fits very well.
A lot of money.
Why does he have to be such a bitch in the skirt? Like, he's already wearing a skirt. Why do we have to make him like? And I love Drew. I'm Irish. Love Scottish. I'm down with the kilt. But why do they have to make him seem like such a whiny bitch?
Because it's the only way. It's the only way he's going to get booed.
Yeah, he's a better bad guy than he is a good guy.
Because if you make him too much of a badass, there's no way he gets booed.
Yeah,
you have to make him a bitch.
And the other thing about his contract, though, a lot of people are speculating that now that the WWE is going to Glasgow, that he's going to stick around for that, right? That he would want to jump ship.
So here's my thing, right? If they don't, I'm going to just repeat this. If he's not a cowardly little bitch, there is no way you're going to boo that man. I'm just being real with you.
Would they want him to have the championship when they go to Glasgow?
No.
I would think so, possibly.
No, I know, because again, he's gonna get cheered. I wanted to be the
champ. I would sign a contract if they offered me that.
Yeah, the thing is, I want him to beat the whiny bitch heel, and because that would be an interesting challenge. Could he pull that off?
This is the question, though.
If he put on a pair of pants, would they give him a championship?
No.
I'm double checking, because damn.
I'm trying to think when the last time I saw him wear jeans or something. It's been a bit.
I don't even care about this dude. I just feel bad for him. He's like a wounded puppy dog or some shit on the side of the road. I'm like,
that guy's a monster.
Here's the other interesting thing about Drew McIntyre as a heel. He's actually telling the truth the whole time. He's just being a whiny bitch about it. That's the only reason why he's right. He's 100% correct with everything he says. That's what makes him so interesting.
And he already doesn't like Damian Priest as well. They already had their little Damian Priest screwed up.
This is why this ties
together
really well.
So there could be
the other possibility too, if they're going back to Glasgow. And here's the other thing, and the other thing I could see happening: Damian Priest versus Finn.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
Yeah. So
I like that. Control.
What?
For Judgment Day control.
Oh, do they still have? Oh, my bad.
They gotta put that on the line.
Yeah,
because that's how you do that match. There's no question about that.
I like that's my thing. Like, this is why I think is going to happen. I think that's why I think Damian's going to cash, because it's much more interesting. Seth So Seth can go one.
They've had this conversation publicly.
I think Judgment Day turns on is the idea. The Judgment Day turns on him.
So,
Josh,
correct me if I'm wrong about our conversation the last time we did an interview, but the Judgment Day to me should be a stable, but certain people should come in and out of the Judgment Day. Damian Priest should move on to something else, but Finn Balor should be a stable.
I actually think the only two people that should still be in Judgment Day are Finn Balor and JD McDonough. And they're in a weird spot because Dominic.
Reason meaning that people should make.
No. Hear me out. Hear me out here. Okay. Dominic, Rhea, and Damian Priest have all greatly benefited from the Judgment Day. All of these guys and gals do not need the Judgment Day anymore. Right now, I don't think you break the whole group up all at once. But of the three of them, okay. Honestly, it's Dominic Mysterio should be the quote-unquote boss of the group. Dominic is going to be a world champion sometime within the next year. That is my bold prediction. He's the best heel in the company, bar none. But in the meantime, Priest he's a modern-day Scott Hall. Like his look, the way he carries himself. And he is, if he's allowed just to be him by himself, he would be super, super over like Hall was in his heyday, I think, when he was Razor Ramon. I think that would actually work. But I think, the first step is that he's the first one, Domino, that needs to get away from the Judgment Day, right? And that's the one that I...
Before you came on about Dominic, where they say it's dirty Dom, I want super squeaky clean Dom, where he comes out all in white. And I would love to see that. And that's just because that's a Cody Rhodes position. That's dashing Cody Rhodes.
I think Dominic is perfect as he is. He is the best heel in the company.
Oh, no. I'm not saying he becomes a face. I think he becomes an even bigger heel by going squeaky clean Dom.
I don't touch him. I don't mess with his character too much right now.
Your idea kind of like what Seth Rollins was? Just a couple... not that long ago.
I think they already did like a nice Dom. It didn't work. I don't think he's gotten any better. I think he's better the way he is now. Whether he's white or I don't want to. He definitely can't go back to being. He can't be a good guy again. He just doesn't.
Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. Anyway,
I'm going with the idea that you be the super ultra. Saying I'm clean and I'm better than you and I'm righteous, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you talking about the righteous?
I don't think where Dominic's character is right now, he can go there. That's not who he is yet.
Fair enough. Right? And keep him with Rhea anyways. There's no way you can do that. And honestly, I want to keep Rhea and Dominic together for as long as possible because they both benefit from each other tremendously, right? So.
Short dudes and tall women are weird. I don't like that pairing at all. Like,
but that's why she gets.
That's what makes it different. It's out of the box.
Yeah.
It's not. See, I think where we differ is like, it's not that I don't. I understand what Dom's trying to do. He wants to be a heel. I get that, and I don't. The shit that he doesn't piss me off because like, oh yeah, he's getting the right reaction from me. It makes it like infuriates me just because you're just whiny and you suck.
Yeah,
and I don't care. I would just
that's on purpose.
That's shortcut taken.
Yeah, but that's on purpose. He's better. Like his improvement in the last year is noticeable. He is actually.
I can notice it, and that's what pisses me off even more. Like I can notice.
I was doing with Dom. Sorry to cut you off, everybody, but
you're good.
Dom has put in the work.
Sure.
Dominic Mysterio is the hardest working individual in WWE right now, hands down.
He's definitely the company's Iron Man. But honestly, he is.
I'll make an argument to you. Sorry to cut you off. I thought he got in because of Daddy, right? Sure. That's my first reaction. But then when you start seeing that, oh shit, Rey Mysterio is his dad. And I don't think Rey Mysterio for Dominic was a deadbeat father. I don't think that was the case. I think that's just acting. That's just playing. I don't believe that's the real story.
I think Dominic is going to retire Ray sometime.
Yeah.
That's coming.
It
But
just
the reason why I say the way I say it is that
Soon.
Ray has put in the work. And I'm sorry, Dom has put in the work. My mistake right there. But I think Dom got a break getting the Ray, but then he stepped up. And you have to respect when somebody takes an advantage they have, and then they say, I'm going to get better. North American Championship. Because I think people forget that Dominic Mysterio was doing NXT, doing Monday Night Raw, and SmackDown. What does that look like? Flying 3 to 4 places every other week, plus maybe a house show here and there, and at the Performance Center. And
I think you're a star or you're not a star, right? You have to have the gimmick that works for you. And they put him in there and it wasn't working. And then they gave Seth Rollins, he beat Seth Rollins, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. And it still wasn't good enough to make Dom anything special. It wasn't until he got with his dad and turned heel that it all just worked. The right character was found. And that's the beauty of it.
But here's the thing if you want to make Dom an ultra heel, retire Rey Mysterio and take the name.
I've been waiting for it.
Yeah, that is the ultimate way to turn Dom into even a bigger uber heel. He takes everything away from Rey Mysterio. Everything. Ends his career. Takes
puts him in a hospital. You know, they do a thing where he's in the hospital.
Yeah. No, and then he takes the mask and wears it. Do it a little like how he would do it, but make it a little different, but the legacy, he is now Rey Mysterio. The king is dead, long live the king. That is coming, and I can see it. The biggest thing Dominic needs to work on this year is credible wins, beating people credibly a little bit more, right? Because he can't be a chicken shit forever, right? But he is going to be, and I'm telling you this right now, he's going to be a fantastic world champion when he gets there. And it's not if, it's when.
I'm not right. Who's the future? Logan Paul, Dominic Mysterio?
No, Dominic is going to be the biggest heel in the business.
Braun Breaker? Those three, right?
No, Braun might be the big baby face, but Dom's going to be the heel.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. Well, what I'm saying is the next 3 big stars of WWE are those 3 that I mentioned.
I think Logan Paul is going to be what he is, a special attraction.
Yeah, Logan Paul isn't it. Logan Paul is good, but he's not in it for the long haul. He's in it to make some money and get out. Let me build my brand.
I don't know about that either, because I think Logan Paul is being paid what, $5 million? $5 million is nothing to Logan Paul. In the reality, his deal with his energy drink, Prime Energy, is worth $200 million, if not more, when I think it's bought by Coca-Cola if it already hasn't been.
I thought it was a lot higher than that too.
But the thing is, okay,
Logan Paul wants the credibility and the clout, because that clout loses more money than anything else.
But I think I'll be shocked if Logan Paul's still in WWE in 3 years.
I think you just kind of proved our point, dude. Like, he doesn't need WWE.
Yeah. I will be. Legitimately.
He's never needed the WWE. He must like wrestling.
No. I agree.
Backwards. I think we all have it backwards. I don't have it backwards. I think the 3 of you do, and I'll tell you why. Because
that's why it's 3 against 1, motherfucking. No, I'm joking. Go ahead, dude.
Get him, boys.
It'll be like high school all over again. But no, I was never jumped in high school. Thank God.
Someone's got a wedgie coming.
I was a fucking bully, dude. Let's do this, Mecca.
Well, those wet willy things are the looky to the head. Remember those?
I'll tell you why I make my argument and why I think about Logan Paul the way. Right now, Logan Paul has access to John Cena on a show on Impulsive, Rhea Ripley, Randy Orton was on, and a few other people from WWE, Triple H was on. And it gives Logan Paul a lot more credibility and a lot more access to an audience. Every time Logan Paul is on a pay-per-view, a bunch of Logan Paul's fans turn to the WWE, and a bunch of people who are fans of Logan Paul say, oh my God, he's on the WWE. And you have a bunch of people who know nothing about wrestling say, oh my God, he's at WrestleMania.
That's exactly what.
We are
the demographic bringer for the younger generation that they desperately need right now.
I was speaking to somebody, And so he said, I have a 15-year-old daughter, and she knows who Logan Paul is. God knows who the fuck is Logan
Kids
Paul.
are drinking Prime everywhere.
Well, dude, we're all agreeing with you. We just don't think he's not in. He likes wrestling. He's just not.
That's why
We don't think he's in it for the money.
He's not going to be there for the
publicity.
long man.
I think he's going to be there for the next years.
I think he is the equivalent of what The Rock is. A part-time guy that shows up once in a while. I could see, again, he's a special attraction. He is not. The U.S. title is interesting on him. Is there a scenario where you could put the world title on him? Sure, there is. Like, let's be honest. There is a scenario where that could happen. But I don't think. I will be very shocked if Logan Paul is still there in 3 years. I will be shocked. Legit.
I'd be shocked too, but you could put the main unified title on him if he doesn't have to wrestle all the time.
No.
He's the attraction.
No. There is a way to do it short term. I don't think you have a long term. He doesn't have. The other thing too about this is this. There's a window with this with this kind of crossover. There's a window with this, and after the window expires, there is a point where the cross pollination doesn't hit like it used to. They're very smart with how they use Logan Paul. He's used sparingly. He's used casually. So they're maximizing what makes him special for as long as they can. But I will be genuinely surprised if he is still.
Josh, when you will be saying, Andrew, you're correct, and it's all right.
No. You know what, dude? I'm a big enough man to acknowledge this, but I think personally, he is as a regular. I think he's got 2 more years. That's it.
I think he's a spotlight addict.
He wants
spotlights, and that's
he does. But there's gonna come, like, the other thing that we're not talking about is Logan, like the Pauls, both Logan and Jake both have visions of where they want to be. Okay, WWE and Logan Paul are using each other. Let's be honest. They're both benefiting.
It's a symbiotic relationship, right?
They're both benefiting from this relationship. But what does Logan Paul want in the long haul? What does Jake Paul want in the long haul?
Not to work with somebody,
right? But does he want to stay in WWE? Does he want to go into Hollywood? Does he want to go somewhere else, right? To become bigger in some way? I think Logan Paul, the Pauls, both of them, they're businessmen first and foremost.
Oh, without a doubt.
And as businessmen, I think, again, like everything else in life, there's a shelf life to everything. What's next?
Let's be realistic here. I don't know about anybody else, but I'll be very honest. I engage in business all the time.
I'm a hustler. I'm a natural. Doran will tell you, I'm a natural born hustler. So, I
think the Pauls are going to come out with a country western album next. So fuck all y'all.
Well,
hey, listen.
Never know.
I would legitimately pay $5 to hear them sing "Achy Breaky Heart" just once, both of them. Speak right, but anyways,
they already have somewhere.
I'm sure they have.
Some bar, some night.
Yeah, but okay. There's one more match, obviously, on the card, right? I think that's all of them.
Is there another match on the card?
I would imagine Cody and Roman is the.
Oh my god! I completely forgot about that. You're right. Who's gonna win at the?
There's only one. There's only one argument for Roman to win. There's one. Do they want him to surpass Hulk Hogan? Because he's close.
Yeah, I mean, who the fuck cares?
Or is that a bad thing? I don't know.
I'm not. Again, I'm just throwing this out there. Is the only reason I can think of to keep the title on Roman.
We saw the backlash last year when he didn't win. So if he loses twice, it's over for him, right? So they need him as a babyface for the forward of the company. So I think they need to give him the title.
But how long was Dusty chasing the title? Could Cody not chase the title?
I do think there is a way for them to make it work. I'm not saying they should do it. Don't hear me on this. But I do think there is a way. Right?
From this.
I'm sorry, Andrew. It's the truth. There's a way to do it, right?
No,
It's not
Is he crying? What's happened up there?
You're both right. That's the problem.
What?
No, because it both works, and that's why I have a headache, because both work on a 50% level where you have Cody win it, great. You did what Dusty couldn't do, but then if he doesn't win it, I mean, I don't know if Cody's hurt if he doesn't win. I think Cody is so over that it doesn't matter.
No. It has to be done a certain way. It can't be done like it was last year, right? It can't be, because there has to be there. For lack of a better term, there has to be a Dusty finish. And if anybody knows what that is, listening to
I was just about to fucking say that, man. What if they just fucking stake it out from him?
Yeah. It has to be a Dusty finish. It is the only way it would work.
That'd be.
So
do you know what a Dusty finish is,
What
Doran?
if they cash in on the Money in the Bank on him then instead?
That's another way to do it. That is another way to do it.
What if, like, Cody?
Then you still maintain versus Drew if Drew wins.
He wins the title. He gives it his all, and then he's so spent. Whatever the Damian Priest just comes out and here you go.
Yeah, I mean that would. That would work.
Guess what happens, right?
So many people.
No. You said this up in a whole different way. I got a better way how to set this thing up. Night 1, Cody and Seth lose.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Yeah.
Cody triumphs in Bloodline rules. Seth screws Cody. Damian Priest cashes in when Cody wins. You establish elements of the Shield. Bam. That's night 2 for you. If you want to give a Dusty finish. Because now you get a lot of shit.
But the thing is, that's not the fun. That isn't as fun. That isn't as fun a Dusty finish. A Dusty finish is you make people believe he has the title.
Yes.
Right. You make him believe he actually has it. So he actually overcomes
Dusty with that title.
Yeah. He like when Dusty had Flair, he beat Flair. There was everybody in the building knew it. Right? And then the referee becomes the biggest heel in the building because it's like, I'm sorry, Dusty, but you gotta take the title. And everybody would just be like, oh my God.
Let Damian come out of the fucking stands like if you want to bring some Shield shit out of it.
Because I do think, okay, like I said, building opponents for Cody into next year in terms of like heels for him to work with. Gunther, Randy Orton. I think Randy and Cody, there's a very good story there, right? There's a very good story you could tell there. But the other person is Seth.
We still got Punk in the rafters.
Punk. See, it depends on how long Punk's injured. That's the only reason why I'm not saying Punk right now is because it depends on how long Punk's hurt.
I heard he's doing really well on his. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah. But again, I don't know how long his recovery is supposed to be. I'm just going by the immediate future. The other person I think that you could put in that spot is Bobby Lashley. That's why I mentioned that Bobby. That's right. So those are the guys I think you could draw serious money with Cody post Roman.
How long has Bobby Lashley been in?
Bobby's
like 40-some years old.
He's like 50. Yeah.
I mean, Bobby Lashley was starting out wrestling when I was first getting out of wrestling. So
that's why he's been gone for a while.
Give him the title now.
I don't even think he's gonna get any attention, honestly. Right now.
At least to work someone for Cody to work with. Like that, I'm not talking necessarily.
I'm gonna throw something crazy into this. MJF.
I think MJF.
Where are we at with that? Because that's coming. So, he's coming to WWE.
I think MJF's going to resign with AEW. It makes more sense with him right now to stay there.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't. It would be something if he showed up. It'd be something. It'd be a big pop.
So. I do. In terms with them, I don't.
But no. I do. Here's why. There's two really big reasons why I think MJF goes back to AEW this time. I think next time's a different story, but this time. The first is there's nothing like him on AEW. On AEW, he's truly special. On WWE, I'm not saying he can't get over. What I'm saying is he has a lot more competition of people like him. He stands out a lot more in AEW than he does in WWE. That's the first thing. The second thing is this. To be perfectly honest with you, they took really good care of him. They really did. Say what you will, whether you like the company or hate the company. They made MJF look like a star. Big time.
I don't disagree with he got paid well. He was taken care of. Cody put him over heavily. I get all that. I don't think MJF is happy at AEW.
Big fish, small pond syndrome. Who do you have to work with?
So MJF, who does MJF have to work with in AEW? Here's who he's got to work with.
That's my problem, is that he doesn't have anybody to work with AEW. He's already done almost everything except for Edge and.
No. I disagree. No. I disagree. Eddie Kingston. Right. I'd love to see that. Adam Cole. There's a story there.
You guys know that Eddie took care of.
They killed that story so bad right now. But they just totally slaughtered it. Think about it. When is the last time you've seen them even talk about him? Or Cole's been coming out there now. He's talking about the championship and stuff, but it's all Samoa Joe. When is the last time you heard anybody even mention it?
I love the Eddie argument, because trust me, if anybody's going to go up to bat, I'm the guy who's going to go up.
I love Eddie. I like the I've actually been thinking Eddie is, there's a lot of good things that they could do with Eddie.
I
thought the EVPs would have been a great thing for Eddie. EVPs, he would hate them.
About me and Eddie.
I think Eddie, MJF, Okada. I love Okada as a heel. Okada's fantastic as a heel. I think the House of Black, although they're not used to their full potential, all three of them would be interesting. But he's got people he can work with in AEW that he hasn't even touched. I think there's a lot.
MJF?
Yeah.
I don't see him wanting. Yeah, the problem is it seems like House of Black are part timers or something. There's something wrong there.
Well, no.
I think it's very contractual or very.
I don't know what their deal is, but what I do know is if I'm looking at their roster honestly, could I come up with some compelling stories for MJF for 3 years? Yes, I could.
But they can't make any stories. Look how consistent they've been with all their stories.
Everything falls apart. But that's why he's more valuable there than here, because
he's more valuable there. But
his shit didn't fall apart, except for the very end when he got hurt. Until then, his stuff was there. Was it always the greatest stuff? Not always, but I do think. But he was consistent. He told stories, and the thing is, again, AEW sorely needs him, and I honestly think that he's still got things he can do there. Don't get me wrong, I do think there's stuff he can do in WWE, but I also think he's got a slightly different pond over there. Right. And I don't know. I don't know at this point. He can still, here's what I would say. He's still valuable to AEW and he can still grow in AEW. He can still do both. I don't know if they go to another round of contracts that would be the case, but this time there would be. That's my opinion on it. Right.
Yeah.
Again, though, it's. I mean, I don't know where they're at with all that. I don't know if it's a work or not. But my whole problem is that MJF. I said, look, I know what I'm worth, and are you guys willing to pay me what I'm worth?
I think so.
I hope they're willing to pay him what he's worth.
Well, but the thing is,
the WWE or AEW?
Both. Both, because he got
the choice on if I'm worth $9 million a year. I mean, let's put it this way: Sasha at AEW or Mercedes Moné is making over $10 million a year.
And the
She's
thing
with every
is,
penny of it. She's with every penny of it. No question about it. She's the
no idea yet.
the thing is AEW. So,
BA money. That's what she's making right now. She's worth it.
I think Eric Bischoff
really
so far has got it
women's
right
division over there for her to be paid to fight.
Yeah.
I mean,
they can't afford her. They're gonna lose.
so
Eric Bischoff's right. She's not a needle. None of the needles have moved for their. They actually are going down.
So here's the thing. Okay, so not going into too much detail here. Here's AEW's current problem. They need to evolve. They're at the point that they've hit. The new car smell's gone. Okay, that's right. Absolutely. The new car is gone.
Yeah.
So now what they need to do is they need to take the next step in establishing their brand. I think they are perfectly fine as an alternative brand to WWE. And to be perfectly honest, wrestling in general is better with them there. So that is, I don't think that's undeniable. So the question, but to fix their problems, they need to dip their toes a little bit more into theater and a little less into the sport. That means taking the time to actually build characters that people can get behind, right? And that is something. And again, I don't. And the other thing too about AEW, they're less than 5 years. They're 5 years old. They're a young company. By any metric you want to measure them by, they're very young. They're growing. They've grown very well, and now they're at that weird point in their growth period where they're like a puppy that's got that's growing into a dog. It's still got those the big paws and all that stuff that makes them like a puppy still. They're not awkward. They're not awkward. Doran gets where I'm coming from. They're in that awkward spot, and they're going to get through it. Given enough time, I think they get through it.
They only get through if they make the right choices. Though.
No,
I also think that their pay-per-views are a little too pricey.
I've supported every one of their pay-per-views to try and support them, right? You know what I mean, and try and give them I've watched every one. I've supported every.
I actually
over WWE. Yeah,
I can't afford it.
But now I'm
every
with it.
I can afford, but every month or every other month, like if they do 10 pay-per-views, I can afford 5 of them a year. I can't.
That's
Osprey's the only thing of interest right now. That's it for me.
I love Swerve. I think Swerve's awesome.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Swerve is phenomenal.
Swerve is awesome, and
the futures right now, and Samoa's knocking it out of the park. Samoa Joe.
Yeah, and I'm honestly, I love Timeless Tony Storm. I'm not sure she should be. The champion.
Sorry. Yes, you're absolutely
right. They have so all of which to say they have a lot of bright spots.
But none of it's the problem is nothing's moving, and why?
No. But that, again. They're in that weird spot. They're in that weird spot right now. So they're not the hot. Here's the other thing too. WWE has hit the hot wave. By default, when they started, WWE didn't know which way was up. WWE has corrected their stuff. So now they're producing an overall, athletically speaking, AEW might be still slightly better. But storytelling wise, they have nothing on par with what WWE is doing right now. And that's the problem. They need to find something to hook the audience.
I am not a fan of AEW, but I am a fan of competition. And I think WWE needs competition. Like, you can't be the only one doing anything.
AEW has been a godsend to WWE.
Yeah,
straight up.
TNA was not competition.
No.
Anyway.
AEW
Cody became Cody there, right? Jake Cargill, they're picking them apart. And there's a lot of sense.
Okay. Cody made a decision. Like when the momentum was still in AEW's court, Cody did it first, right? Not every AEW talent they've picked up over there has done well, right? Some of them have done okay, but some are still kind of figuring their stuff out.
Real quick, to your point, Cody's a lifelong wrestler. His dad was in it. His brother's in it. He knows. He could probably see it coming a million miles away. Like,
his wife was
the way I thought it was going to go. What?
Yeah, no. In it. That's what they say. Against Brand. This is not a diss at her, but she was a ring announcer. She trained as a wrestler. I mean, this is the business they're in. If Cody wants to run for Senate in Georgia at some point. This is going to be after his wrestling career. He did express that at some point. I don't know if he still feels that way, but wrestling is the business that the Rhodes are in. There is no other business that the Rhodes are in.
But the problem is he was knocked down, right? He was kicked out of the big shiny WWE, and that's what put his back against the wall, his feet to the fire.
He wanted to be fired.
No.
He wanted the Stardust.
Well, the thing is, so
don't talk about Stardust. He's awesome.
Okay,
love him for Stardust, bro.
I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking.
So Cody,
I'll send you flowers after or something.
To his credit, knew he had his ceiling where he was, and he left. To his credit,
like he knew he hit his ceiling at WWE and left.
Yeah, exactly.
He left with
a break and you go learn a new mortgage.
Yeah, but the thing is, he was still in a good spot. He was able to take a chance on himself. He happened to meet the right people at the right place at the right time, and they built something up. And AEW was the fruition of all of that stuff. And like I said, I do the thing that the big absence you've noticed with the fact that Cody's gone is the lack of storytelling. Now, I think Jade was always going to go to WWE at some point. My own opinion, right? Wow. Just based on the fact that she had her own direction of where she wanted to go, and AEW offers certain things. That's why Swerve Strickland's over in AEW. WWE offers other things, and that's why people like
Swerve was like go though.
What?
He was like
Swerve, but Swerve would have jumped. Swerve would have jumped to AEW. I think
AEW is WCW.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Tony Khan is the new Ted Turner,
an athletic version of.
It's nothing bad with being number 2. You can make a lot of money being number 2 if you do it right. They don't have to go out of business like WCW did. They don't have to get bought up.
But they don't need 100 wrestlers like
no. One of the big problems Tony Khan has is he's got shiny new toy syndrome, and he gets that with everybody, and that's what kills the stories. Well, let me like the one guy. I kind of feel this is a 50-50, but I think of a guy like Miro. Okay, I look at a guy like Miro. When Miro first came out there and he became the TV champion, that was awesome. That was freaking cool. He has not been on TV regularly in 2 years. Now, there's a little part of me, this is just my own take on Miro. I get the feeling he got paid and said, fuck this shit, I'm out. Kind of, there's a little bit of that, I think, with Miro as well. But there's also, this speaks to something I've seen with they don't have the WCW problem of too many old guys. They still have old guys, but they still have young guys wrestling on top. They think they actually have that well down. What they need to do is their infrastructure in the company needs to catch up with the talent in front of the camera, right? Yes. That's where they're at, and that is where they're at, and they're in this awkward spot. I think they figure it out. I think
they hire the right people. They get the right people in place.
I think, but I also think Tony Khan's going to have to delegate, and that's fine. And I think that's going to come with some ups and downs in the next year or two. But if they can weather another year, like if they weather a year of this, I think they're fine.
It's the TV deal.
What they've done with Ring of Honor is smart. Where you have people like Billy Starks, and I love Billy. I've interviewed her 3 times.
She's cool.
She's fantastic.
I love Athena. Athena's my favorite thing in Ring of Honor.
Athena's, but I feel bad that she's stuck on Ring of Honor though.
You know what? I don't because she functions in that spot. She's been fantastic. Like she's.
I just mentioned one thing with Billy Starks and all that stuff that they were doing. Oh, brilliant! So smart. But I think my whole thing about Ring of Honor is that let Billy work for freelance, let Billy work on the indies, and let some of these talents work on the indies, but also work for you and not be able to go to WWE.
Okay, there's a double-edged sword with that. Again, talent there's a risk. And they've had this happen a few times where talent gets hurt on other shows, right? And this is.
I get that position, but I'll make you. So freelance is a big enough platform where I think the risk is worth it. So don't work on a show that's only getting 10 views.
No, I don't care. I don't care about the views. What I care about is, okay, you want them to get better at their craft? I get that. I don't care. Working in front of 10 people is an experience. Working in front of 1,000 people is an experience, right? I don't care. They'll teach you different things about
different level than you are. Then I don't think we have the same viewpoint. Wrestling Open hits a demographic that is really, really important right now, where they are a weekly show that has legitimately gone from nothing to something.
Sure.
And so, sorry, breathe the wrong air. But the point that I'm getting at is that as soon as I figure out how to breathe again,
well, I'm leaving. I'm no longer working on a show with a
commercial. Medic, camera one.
If you bullshit
it, I'm okay. My point is that if you are in front of, on a daily basis every Thursday night, in front of 12,000 people are watching you on a streaming level, that's going to naturally affect Ring of Honor. It's going to affect AEW. And I think that's the secret sauce. So if you're Billy Starks, that's my position, is that you want Billy to be on Wrestling Open. You want her to be on freelance. You want her to be in certain positions that get a lot of attention.
I want them to learn how to work safer, so that they can actually work longer careers. I don't really care who they're watching them. Who's watching them? What I care about is the fact that if I am Tony Khan, I am putting anywhere from 6 to 7 figures into these guys. If I'm putting 6 to 7 figures into these guys, the last thing I want them to do, I don't care who's the crowd, is them get injured doing some kind of crazy ass move. What I would rather them do is figure out how to make one move matter. And I don't care if that's in front of 10 people.
But this is exactly what CM Punk was saying. They can't figure this out.
This is part of the growing process. I don't mind if AEW is essentially ECW, like I'm just ECW, a slightly
it's a pretty good comparison to it.
Yeah.
It's changing the hardcore part of it for the fancy flippy.
Basically, I'm turning in terms of spirit. If you're gonna have this, if ECW is a rock show, okay, and you're and WWE and they're the rock show, that's fine. But you also got to add other elements to the show in order to actually keep it sustainable. You can still be a rock act, but you're going to open up with some classical, some comedy. A little bit more variety would not hurt the show, and that's where they're at. That's what they need to work on, and that's something and again, it's not the talent. I think roster to roster.
No, it's not the talent.
Yeah, it's roster to roster. AEW's roster is as good as any roster in the world. Period. Right? It's the fact that what they need to do at this point is, from a creative standpoint, create interesting stories with their characters so their characters get a lot more attention.
And they just, to me, messed that up by having this Billy Starks and Athena thing happening on Ring of Honor. Here they are with the women's division that was just, during that time period, was just stagnant and a mess. If they would have had that storyline on AEW, it would have just helped them so much and gave some credibility to the women. Before Tony Storm developed her current character.
So
put those together, now you got a bunch of stuff going on.
I thought Iron Man was coming on AEW now. Damn it.
That's what it's all about. That's exactly what it's about, taking all those pieces and making like a super team. The Avengers.
Yeah, it's right. Making the Avengers.
That's my favorite line of the entire night.
Yeah. But the thing is, I'm thinking, like I said, they remind me of where ECW was, right? And they have to evolve the formula, and I think they will. I hope so. Anyway, if not, this is what's going to happen in 3 years. I'm going to look at AEW like a nostalgia show. Once in a while, it'll be fun to watch. I hope it doesn't go down that path. But that's something like this is something that needs to kind of look in the mirror. They can do creative and interesting stuff, but they can't just do it. It's not athletics in the ring. It's the story and progression. Do you know what they're missing? They're missing a Hangman Kenny Omega story. Something that could grab you week by week by week by week by week. And that's what they need right now. Something like that.
And they need the injuries to stop as well. Like they have a constant injury problem on the male side right now. That's
that's
why MJF's gone. That's why Omega's gone. That's why, you're not seeing. That's what happened to Punk when he was there multiple times. Like they have some problems. Like look at Dante Martin's ankle from that.
Thing. No, I got you. It's one of those. It's just how it works out, right? Sometimes that's just a bit of bad luck. But
they're letting people take too many risks. I think it was Cornette was talking about it. He was saying, "You think I'd be letting those people do that stuff if they were working for me?" Like, I mean, I get he's a different old school style, but there's a middle ground there.
There's a logic.
Darby Allin.
There's
going to be done in a couple of years.
Darby's is what happens if you take Sting and Jeff Hardy and put them together. Yeah. You're right. That's what he is.
You guys ever watch the original Highlander movie? This isn't really good age.
Yes.
But you gotta say like it's better to burn out than to fade away. Well, that's Darby Allin.
Yeah. No. And by the way, I as far as Highlander, there's only one Highlander movie. We all clear on that?
It's fine. I'm the only white guy named Keenan. There can only be one.
Oh,
yeah.
If you know of another one, let me know because I'm gonna take that dude out. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
It's got to be done. There can only be one.
Yeah. So
Darby Allin is very complicated.
But the other thing is to WWE's credit. I mean, it's taken them a long time, but they've built their this probably, in my opinion, is the best time of wrestling I've ever seen. I've seen the 80s era. I've seen the 90s. I've seen this. I think this is the best era.
Dude, I liked you until you said some dumb shit like that, dude. Come on,
yeah.
Now. I've seen every era, but we're at the best time. No, man.
I no. Hear me out. Okay,
I did. I don't like you anymore.
I
used to like you until now.
Mute Josh now. Who's in charge here?
I was just about to because are y'all both from Canada?
Yeah.
Yes.
Y'all should do a fucking team up show. Or like I was just thinking that, but now fuck this guy. Dude.
I do a podcast. I've done I've done nearly 1,100 episodes. You should come on.
I've been on his podcast like twice now. Yeah.
Well, I need a constant team up. I want like a strange brew for wrestling or some shit. You know? Like,
but I just think okay, unbelievable larger than life characters they're right now, right? You have the athleticism of today, right? The Attitude Era is awesome. There's some great stuff. But there's a lot of shit in the Attitude Era too. The 1980s era was also awesome, but also has its fair share of garbage as well. I think this I've known for a long time that this is the most athletic era of any generation, but this is also like if you're looking at what WWE is doing right now, right? They've done some incredible like the last 2 years. I'm just talking the last 2 years. They've done some incredible storytelling in the last 2 years, and I think it has made wrestling really, really as big as it is. And now again, AEW's got some credit for it. GCW gets some credit for this.
Guys,
it's not just one company.
I had an emergency in my apartment. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not even joking. Thank y'all so much, and I will see y'all again.
Take care of yourself, man. Good luck.
Hey, hope well. I hope we do this again. I got to go, though, guys. Thank y'all so much.
Later. Hope it's not on
Later,
fire.
guys. I'm sorry to run out like this. My bad.
No worries, Keenan. I get it.
And I'm going to be heading out soon myself because I got to get to work. But before I disappear, I'm working on an interview for a magazine, so I got to get that done.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Well, it is 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
at least here.
It's 12:30 here. So I'm just going to say like this has been my favorite. If I look back, I think this has probably been the best era when you look at athletics, storytelling. It's not like the Tower like the Attitude Era was. But if you go diverse, there's just so much good wrestling everywhere, right? In a different era, AEW would be miles ahead of everything else. It's just that this era, it's just not there.
Fair enough. But
you say I'm dead wrong. I'm good with that.
Fair enough. It's been a long day. A lot of shit happened today. I'm very upset about my UConn.
Yes, we know.
Point.
we know. Listen, when you get off the screen, when it's over, have a nice cry, okay? I watched UConn play. You had that 7-foot monster. I was kind of happy. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of happy that they lost. I'm not trying to be mean.
Oh, no, it's all right. It's all right. Iowa played a great game, and Iowa was not dominant. 71-69 is not a dominant victory.
No,
game.
No, it's a very competitive game, and honestly,
it could have gone either way.
Yeah, and credit to UConn. That guy's going to be a monster when he gets to the NBA. The Canadian. He's also the guy in UConn that kicks everybody's ass. Is Canadian. That's the other thing to know about it too. The Canadian center that they.
These are the women that I'm talking about.
Oh, you're talking about the women? Oh, sorry.
They had a guy play on the women team all this time?
The men play tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Because
the women played fantastic. Paige Buchers versus Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
Unbelievable matchup. Legitimately could have gone either way. Again, not a dominant victory by Iowa, and Iowa is known for dominant victories. Clearly, UConn has pushed Iowa.
Yes.
There's no question about it. This is their most competitive game all season long. And it should have been. It was a number 1 versus number 3 in the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
It was not a blowout, and it was amazing. It was not NC State versus South Carolina, which is a blowout. That was a blowout. This was a war. Big difference between the two games. But
absolutely.
Again, I live in Connecticut, so I'm naturally now a fan of UConn, and I was hopeful, but I wasn't disappointed. I was beyond thrilled because there was real positions where Paige Buchers brought a fight to Caitlin Clark.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't complain. I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed because I wanted UConn to win. But, I'm not upset that UConn lost. But anyway, enough about that.
All right. So I think it's so, guys. I'm excited for WrestleMania. How about you?
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be the best. It has the potential to be the best one in a long time. I mean, I enjoyed last year, but yeah, this could be a good one.
I think this one has top 5. Oh, last question, then we'll wrap this up. Favorite WrestleMania of all time?
Oof.
I got mine in my head. So
I couldn't even remember which one would be my. Oh, I mean, I definitely am not going back to 3 or anything like that.
No, it's not 3.
What's 30? I really liked WrestleMania 30.
30's good. No, 30's good. It's in my top 5.
Is 8? Was 8 good? Why do I want to think 8?
No, 8's not that good. 8 has a good match. It's Bret Hart, Roddy Piper, which is really good.
18 was good.
18 was solid.
21, was it 20 or was it 21? Was solid between Kurt Angle and
Michaels. No, it was WrestleMania 21. The first half of it is the best first half WrestleMania I've ever seen. That first half is amazing.
What was the match between Shawn Michaels and Kurt?
That was 21. That was match 4. Match 1 was Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. I mean, that card was insane. The first Money in the Bank ladder match was on that show. It was a crazy event. So first half was great. The second half wasn't quite as good. It was John Cena and JBL, which, let's be honest, it's as bad as you remember it. And Batista and Triple H, which was okay, but it wasn't what you hoped it was. So, but the first half of that show is amazing. No. What's your favorite, guys? 30 is a good choice, by the way.
Whoever picked 13 is where I would have been going. Stone Cold versus Bret Hart.
That's a fantastic match, but the rest of that show sucks.
Yeah.
No, listen, Bret Hart, Steve Austin, not the best WrestleMania match, the best WrestleMania, top to bottom. Which one do you think it is?
Oh, top them. No clue. I wouldn't know what to pick.
So here's mine. 17.
I'd say 17.
17. Check to see what was on 17.
You'll look at it and you'll go, that was a fantastic show. And it was.
I mean, my choice is
Rock versus Stone Cold.
Main event, Rock Austin 2. Taker Triple H, the first one was really good. Right? Benoit Kurt Angle was amazing. Yeah.
You said Benoit.
I did. But there's not a bad match on that card. There's not one, except for maybe China and Ivory. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to find fault in your logic, and I can't.
My second place is 19. Is WrestleMania 19, and third place is for me is 30. So,
I think 30 was an amazing show.
Oh no, 30 is fantastic. Great narrative, start to finish. But 17 and 19 to me are the best two, and then it's 30.
I really enjoyed 30. I remember.
I know. I know. I'm not arguing with you. It's top. It's 3 on my list. It's not like it's a bad one.
Maybe because I don't remember.
And Doran's looking at the card for 19. He's like, I can't argue with you.
Yeah, I'm trying to see try to jog some memories because they all mushed together for me over the last. Nothing sticks out to me.
Yeah,
for me, it's a little different because 30 was kind of 29. 28, I started watching Mania a lot more live. So 30 also have a different memory because 30 is kind of my generation and 31, right? So I really
31 was better than it had any business being.
You understand that when you come into WrestleMania, and if you are a WrestleMania guy from 25 onward, it's a little bit different than because I didn't see 17 live. It wasn't a thing.
Some of them. Okay, my first WrestleMania was 3. And I was a kid when I was 3. I can't. As much as I like parts. My favorite match on that show is other than Steamboat Savage was Piper Adrian Adonis. That match is fantastic, right? But even so, like that card does not measure up, like not by today's standards. But once you get to WrestleMania 14, that's when the show becomes this bigger, larger than life event. And 17 is when, like I said, 17 is the apex of the Attitude Era. 19, it might be the true end of the Attitude Era, right?
See, that's the things. I came a wrestling fan kind of 2005, 2006. So,
you like
backwards and forwards at the same time.
I'm going to say this. If you ask anybody, most people will probably give me the nod to 17, right? 19 and 30, you can go back and forth on. They're both really, really good. But I'd say 19.
Yeah.
I'd say 19, then 30, then the first 2-night WrestleMania, the first 2-night one.
Oh. Yeah, I thought they went cheap when they made it to 2 nights almost. I don't know why.
No, not the post-pandemic one, but the first full proper one. It had Sami Zayn versus the guy from Jackass on one of the nights.
Yes, yeah.
That match was better than it had any right to be. But that WrestleMania is
giant thing.
Yeah, I know. That WrestleMania is really good. Like really, really good. Right.
I think of matches. I'm noticing like a lot when I think about it.
No.
The number of differences.
And if you're gonna go matches, my all-time favorite is Steve Austin Bret Hart. Is my favorite match of all of the WrestleMania.
I loved Warrior versus Macho Man.
That match is better than any being. Yeah, that match is better than it. Macho Man was the original Mr. WrestleMania. He was the original, right? He had good matches every year, but 6. And the only reason why he didn't have one, I don't know. He just disappeared. We're just wrapping up.
Well, he's kind of an Iron Man as well. Like a lot. Like he's rarely injured too. Like
Savage was the man. Like for the first 10 WrestleManias, he was Mr. WrestleMania. Period. He only had 2 bad matches in that entire stretch, and one of them was on purpose. So I mean, it was just like anyone can make it. Sensational Sherry and Savage versus Dusty and Sapphire. I dare you to make that a good match. I dare you.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go
wrap it up.
Yeah, I guess we're
going to stuff like this, both of you off air.
Yeah.
Before everybody pieces out, but we're not going to touch upon that. I think anybody who's been paying attention to comics understands what I'm going to ask privately. But I do want to give everybody a position to promote themselves. So where can people find everybody? I don't know who wants to go first.
Doran, go first.
Oh, sorry, I totally missed that. I was reading the code. Are we just saying goodbye?
Yeah, well, you're promoting your shit. Promote your stuff.
Promote my shit. Oh, okay. You can check me out at whitefirecomics.com and see my two comic storylines that are mainly there, Raquel and the Forsaken Future.
I write books, but I also help people tell their stories, whether it's through my podcast or through ad content I create for you, whether you're doing a Kickstarter or your own or other works. I had that. My website is jpentellaresco.wordpress.com. And much like Bob says, we are all Bob's product. We are, I'd like to put that up there. Let's wrap that up right there. That's a good way to wrap that up. We are all Bob's product, ladies and gentlemen.
You should go subscribe to that channel. That's obviously Keenan. He had a peace out. Go to subscribe to his channel. It's very SNL oriented. So if you like SNL, there's a bunch of stuff on there that'll make you laugh, probably brighten up your day. But yes, it is important. And as far as I'm concerned with everything I do, usually I only have 2 spots open. But you can see it all down below. But it's Pop Anime Comics on Twitter/X, Pop Anime Comics on Instagram, Pop Anime Comics on Facebook, Pop Anime Comics on TikTok, Pop Anime Comics on YouTube, Pop Anime Comics Collectibles on eBay, where I will sell you comic books, and I do sell rare, hard to find books. So if you're looking for that stuff, I got you covered. And yeah, so pretty much anything Pop Anime Comics is mine. And yeah, that's what I do. And I promise you, I cannot make you smarter. I may or may not do that, but I will entertain you. I can assure you that. I will entertain you. So that's everything that I got going on. And I appreciate everybody checking us out and support us all. So thanks so much, everybody. And subscribe to everybody's channels and everything they got going on, because it's really important right now. And more importantly, go buy Peacock and watch WrestleMania legally, because it does go a long way. So that's everything that I got to promote, and I think that is the best position to wrap us all up on. So I appreciate everybody, and I wish Keenan hung out a little bit longer, but he had to peace out. But thanks both of you for coming on, and that's all I have to say. So everybody, peace.
Yep.